Can't run, can't fight. Awa will provide.
Jake! All I have is my faith.
You want to spread your fire across the world.
Do you think Awa will come to save him?
No.
Your goddess has no dominion here.
You heard it up top. We are kicking off the Norm year by discussing the long-beloved, long-gestating, out-of-this-world franchise that is James Cameron's Avatar, with the third entry, Fire and Ash, here on Normies Like Us, with your hosts, recombatant Colin Quaritch. Colin Quaritch.
I'm grieving Mike Thierry.
Well, look, you know it's your boy Jake Sully over here, aka Durak Makto.
Wow.
Whoa.
And let me first just say, I see you. I see you both.
Oh, I see you. Yes. In Way of Water, why didn't they get the pun, I see you? Like, it should have really caught on, I think, in that second movie with the water people. Oh, you see us.
You're right.
Yes.
I see you, like SEA.
Correct. Yes. That's
Wow.
exactly where I was going with it.
Why didn't they do that?
Why didn't they do that?
See you.
Why didn't Jake take the time to explain that to Natiri?
The puns to them,
You
yes.
see what I'm doing, Natiri? It's sea, like the water.
He's making dad jokes. It makes more sense for his character to have done that. As we are now in the third Avatar movie following the Sully family, to bring it back around, yes. The
Fire and Ash.
Indeed.
Fire and Ash. And hey, we ain't talking The Last Airbender, so get that out of here. Get your freaking...
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Your element bending, okay?
I
This
will
is a whole
say,
different kind of fire. Yeah.
that's right, because now we're on Poddora doing this podcast. I don't know if I'm supposed to breathe the air here. My voice sounds a little strange. I'm going to do my best to get through it. But Poddora, it's a beautiful place, I'll tell you what.
Air breather.
Mike, something's changing inside you. You're turning into a hybrid, Mike.
I know, it's going to be incredible. I just hope I get something that I can connect to a fish
Oh.
with. Back of my head.
I love you, Mikey boy. Oh, Mikey boy.
Oh,
Mikey boy.
You can visit Awa
Yep.
with me later.
Awa. Oh, that's right. So yes, we'll be doing spoilers for Fire and Ash, but yeah, we're back in the Avatar
Yes.
world.
And Colin was who was spirited away last episode is
That's
also
right.
back in the land of, I think the roots seeped into his body and sort
Yeah.
of
well, we just put his
revived him in a
consciousness in a
big way.
giant 15-foot blue man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a body that you could call Colin has come back. Let's say that.
Yes,
He
So
crushed
happy
his own
Norm year,
human
everyone.
skull.
that's
Yeah.
right.
in a moment that really still freaks me out to this day when I think about it, Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, Avatar, Fire and Ash. Big movie.
And we did Way of Water when that came out. I'm trying to see what year that was.
That's right. I believe that was 2022. 3 years ago.
2022,
Lord.
3 years ago. So yes.
Can you believe it?
And Avatar 1 was when? 2008?
2008. I think.
Good Lord.
So it's been a long time, nearly a decade.
It's a
that
long
we've been
journey.
running
Hopefully
around
we get
Pandora.
Avatar 4 and 5. Well, I guess that remains to be seen. But at least we got the first three.
Well, it doesn't
That's right.
matter. We're all swept up in Avatar fever, as is often joked
course,
about.
as is the whole world.
The living power or staying power of
Yeah.
this
Yes.
franchise, right?
Cultural
Is it actually global phenomenon? Yeah,
relevance.
does it have cultural?
That's
impact?
always the discourse that comes up when one of these movies comes out, which is still to me really a confusing discourse that people say it doesn't have any cultural value when these movies come out and make, $1.5 billion at the box office. And, people say, oh, but you can't even name 2 characters. I say, of course I can, you fool. I can name at least 8 characters.
You can
Guess
name
what? Spider. He's got 8 legs.
Yeah, Jake Sully, Neytiri, Quaritch, Colonel Miles Quaritch, of course.
Wow.
Wow.
Anyway,
But
I can
here's-
name more now than I did before, but I would always say, yeah, no one's running around in a Jake Sully t-shirt is what I'll say, but go ahead, Colin.
Well,
well, you missed the guy that like tattooed his whole body blue and painted his car to look like Avatar.
yeah,
whatever.
that guy will be dead soon. We don't need to pay that guy anymore.
Ink poisoning.
But to Mike's point, though, about like, I guess merchandising is sort of like a big staple to sort of like see. I see no Avatar merchandise, but do you guys partake in any of the other stuff? Have you guys been to the theme park Avatar Land?
Well, no, but I'll have you know, Colin. Recently, there was a Steam winter sale, of course, where there was a lot of games, video games on sale. And of course, I picked up Frontiers of Pandora, the Ubisoft open world Avatar game,
Wow.
for $20.
Wow.
And I haven't played it yet, but I am going to play it in the future, so I can't wait for that.
Okay, all right.
I want to hear if that's good.
You have to
I
fill
want
us
to
in.
hear
I
if
mean,
that's good.
When I
Do
say
you guys-
Ubisoft open world Avatar game, probably most people think that doesn't sound good.
yeah.
It's basically a Far Cry game, but you play as a Navi and you go around killing the evil imperialist humans, which is all I want to do, really.
I
So
don't
Fair.
mind that. But here's my biggest tell. Do you guys rewatch these movies? Have you ever rewatched The Way of Water outside of theaters?
yes,
Oh wow.
once, but I didn't do it before this movie, so I haven't seen it in a while. But I did watch it once on streaming and once in theaters.
Wow.
So my joke is I say when this was coming out, I think I texted you guys, like, I can't wait to see it once and never think about it ever again. And that's kind of how I've done all the other Avatars. I've only seen the first Avatar once in theaters, Way of Water once in theaters, this once in theaters, and I've never rewatched any of them because I don't know. It's just that's kind of my thing. I watch them, they make a
couldn't
bunch
you
of money,
say that-
and then I move on.
Couldn't you say that about any MCU movie, though?
Yeah,
For the most
I
part,
never
I
rewatched
think
those
people
either.
do.
I know Colin and our friend Joe probably rewatched the MCU a lot more, but to me, those movies are more forgettable on the average than Avatar is.
Yeah, and we'll talk
Yeah.
about this movie in particular. I think the Avatar movies are impressive. I admire the technicality of how they're made. I'll talk more about that probably during the episode. Like, I respect them. It's just
Yeah.
there's something about them that doesn't stick with me, but I respect them. I think they're good movies. I think they're better than most movies that come out, So I say if a billionaire wants to tell us to care about the environment and 500 million people see it or whatever, that's a good thing for a billionaire to be doing, I guess.
Right. Well, my take on it. Basically, I think the first Avatar was pretty good, and then Way
Fern
of Water,
Sully.
and now this movie are what's that?
I said Fern Sully. It's a pun on Fern Gully,
Fern
but no one's
Sully.
ever said it that
Yeah.
way.
I think Avatar, when it came out, was a huge cinematic achievement. But
Mhm.
since then, the second and third movie that have come out have made the original Avatar kind of look like almost like a first take of what James Cameron was going for. So I think that movie is just relegated to like pretty good. I think Way of Water and now Fire and Ash are truly cinematic, miracles that they were made this way. True cinematic achievements in terms of just the world that they were able to create. So I was happy to go back to this world with Fire and Ash.
Yeah, how about you, Colin? Were you like excited? Do you rewatch these? Where are you at as far as the Pandormonium scale?
I like that too, Mike.
Thanks.
I have my 3D Blu-ray of the first film behind me that I've had for a long time, and that I guess I've rewatched a couple times probably. Next to it, I of course have my movie theater cup of Iwa from Way of Water, and now
Nice.
of course I have my Fire and Ash cup. Extremely lame, just a normal
that
cup.
sucks.
Oh, okay. I
Oh,
appreciate that you got the
Turok
merch.
Mokto on there?
No.
Oh no, you got the
Well, no. It has our
Varang.
beloved on there.
Ah, our
It has
beloved.
Varang.
Varang, yes.
Don't you dare think it is the great Taruk Makto.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I like these movies a lot. I think there's just a lot of angles to come at them from. I'm not so worried about the cultural significance. I don't understand why we all jump to defend that argument so much on these films that literally, like, this week this film made $1 billion. Like, what does it matter?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's like, who are you talking about? Like, what are you talking to?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not what worries me so much about, like, he's maybe done this thing. Like, I had a conversation with my cousin recently. We were at dinner and he asked me if I saw this film, and I was like, I did, and I recommend you see it. And he was like, and he turned to his wife and was like, and they have a new baby and it's hard for them to get out. And he said to her, if we don't see this thing in theaters, it's not going to be worth it. It's the reason there are movie theaters, right?
Mm.
And I think that is true. Like, he's he's making the argument like of all these things that I want to be on the side of, like where we have these conversations now where Netflix is about to buy the biggest and oldest, studio system to ever exist. And we're having these conversations of like, will there be movie theaters? And he makes these movies where it's like, you have to see them in movie theaters. But I also think that somehow kind of makes them insignificant and kind of does make them movie theater or theme park rides, kind of like Martin Scorsese says about Marvel movies. If that
Right.
makes sense.
But they serve the same purpose as your average cape shit, if you will, superhero
Yeah.
movies. And when you say, that's just what bothers me about the whole argument of like, oh, no cultural relevance. Like, when was the last time you thought about Fantastic Four, the first steps? You know what I mean? Like,
I never will,
yeah.
Jacob.
No.
and this film is so James Cameron, like the other two are as well. The first one, I agree with you, Jacob, a little less because he's being like, okay, I'm normal, like just enjoy this normal blockbuster I've created. And by the third one, he's like, this whale who has no eyes has to testify before a court of its peers. And you're like, what are you talking about?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say, I want to ask you guys how you saw this, of course. I did see it in 3D IMAX I went over to the Universal City Walk, AMC, my favorite place to go see IMAX movies.
3D IMAX, Jacob. That's fucking
it's the only way,
awesome.
This movie specifically is like, out of all the, like, I'll see a couple movies a year, maybe in IMAX, depending on, like, I saw Oppenheimer in IMAX. I saw Dune Part 2 in IMAX. This movie, I was like, I specifically need to see this in 3D IMAX to get like the best possible experience in seeing it. And I think, your experience may be lessened even if you just see it on a regular movie theater screen. And certainly on streaming, it may not hold up as well. Although I think these movies do hold up in streaming. I would argue, but on rewatch.
Yes, but there is a special thing about that $44.50 or whatever you paid, Jacob.
It was only like 32 or something like that.
That's amazing. I would call that the cheapest plane ticket to Pandora possible, because you are stepping into a place where you're like, all I can see is Avatar. Like, that's what's cool.
That's really the best way to experience it. And I normally, I'm not a big 3D movie fan, but if it's specifically like this movie is made to be seen that way, then of course I'm going to want to see it that way.
Yeah. I did see this in 3D and I hate 3D because it is, as much as I don't know, don't connect with this, like, I don't know, material or whatever, Jimmy C convinces me. It's like, well, I have to see it in 3D at a movie theater. Like, I went with my dad. I couldn't go to IMAX because I was in small town Ohio. But it's like, you have to see it in a theater because you do get transported. But how did you see it, Colin?
Yeah. I bet Cleveland has an IMAX or something screen.
Yeah, it was snowing too. It's too much trouble.
I don't have the vocabulary because I'm not necessarily the biggest tech head out of the biggest group of our friends when it comes to film stuff. But I have conversations at work with coworkers who are like, oh, I saw that movie in IMAX. And I'll be like, where'd you see it? And they'll be like, I saw it at this specific place. And I'll be like, that's not IMAX. And they'll be like, no, but it's advertised as IMAX. I'm like, right, but it's not
IMAX.
Exactly. And I don't have the
they don't have a full IMAX screen, right?
Right. So it is, what they're getting is just larger projection, right? I don't even go out of my way to like mess around with that. Like, if I'm not getting true, I'm really not going to like even go to those things. So I just went to the one by me and just did it in 3D. And I am a 3D lover. That is like my chosen, I will go out of my way to see a film in 3D if I think it'll be a dope ass experience. And this one, I wasn't super blown away by the 3D elements, actually.
Really? I think it's because it really, the 3D-ness of it adds to the experience of feeling like you're in a different world where you're like immersed within the world. So I think I like 3D in specific use cases, and I think this is, it should be seen in 3D.
The second one was so groundbreaking. Now I've heard that this one, the 4DX, and the use of like spray and like smoke for the fire stuff is like super groundbreaking. So maybe that's the format for this one.
That could be a fun way to go for it.
Yeah, I never really go in for the 4DX.
Mike loves a 4DX.
Just for Fury Road. Just Fury Road and
just
Beetlejuice.
For Fury Road. Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
I will say, my theater, I went on New Year's Day at about 1:30 p.m. I went in because I did get that cheaper ticket for the matinee time, which helped for the 3D IMAX.
Oh yeah.
And
Mhm.
packed theater, you know, people were super locked in watching it and stuff, and even locked into the previews because we had, of course, the Odyssey sneak peek.
Yeah.
We had Avengers teaser. We had
Hmm.
the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, which was also in 3D in my
Yeah.
Oh wow.
screening. But the Odyssey was not in 3D, but it was obviously like basically a scene from the movie. It's the Trojan horse. You guys got that as well, right?
Yeah, and you had it in IMAX. I mean, that is a movie
Yeah.
that seems like
Mm.
Oh,
every
sure.
scene is shot in IMAX. So
Yeah.
Yes.
But what did you guys think? I mean, my audience clapped and cheered after the Odyssey bit, and then after the Avengers, which I got the Thor praying in the woods teaser.
Mhm.
no, I had
Total
the
silence after
Captain
that.
America one to absolute science. And at the end, it came up, and the text comes up and says, "Steve Rogers will return." And I
Yes.
hear a girl whispering to her boyfriend, and she goes, "Bah, bah, 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 bah." I can't hear what she says, and he goes,
Rogers.
"Steve Rogers is Captain America." like,
Oh,
clearly
man.
she was like,
Yeah.
who is Steve Rogers? Like, what is this for?
Of
Oh
course, they're
wow.
doing the 4 different teasers for 4 different weeks. I went, I guess
Yeah.
the second week Avatar was out, so I got the Thor teaser, which is him basically praying in the woods to his gods or whatever before going
Jawa.
into battle. And it was really just complete nothing. And actually, the Nicole Kidman AMC spot
Yeah.
got more applause than the
Mhm.
Avengers. So that was
Mike, did you get Thor and did you get Odyssey?
I was refilling popcorn and using the restroom, so I didn't see any of them.
Fair.
I did not see any.
Fair.
You didn't see you didn't see Avengers? That's crazy.
No. I got up as I heard Thor praying to go to the thing.
Oh, sure.
That's how much I'm not excited about
Yeah,
Secret War
I'm
or
proud
whatever.
of you
Yeah.
for that.
And
Who
Colin,
is it
it just
now?
said Thor will return.
That's
in
great.
Avengers. Who's Thor?
Thor is Thor, baby.
He's the Norse god of thunder.
Thor
you
is
know.
Yeah.
the god, baby.
Thor is
Jacob,
Chris
do we know
Hemsworth.
who is it now?
I don't know what the third one was because I saw some of the leaks, and the fourth one is like, I think the third one is going to be a Doom.
Oh, I heard that as a
centric
Doom,
one.
Dr. Doom.
Oh,
And then the
cool.
fourth one
That's
is
cool.
like a long, I think maybe a longer teaser trailer involving the
Like
Avengers.
a traditional
So,
teaser. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because these ones were like, 30 seconds or less.
Yeah, let me
actually.
tell you how that movie's gonna go, guys.
No. What a
Based
stupid
on
gimmick,
my
too.
audience, nope.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. And actually, of course, that's coming out December 2026, which we are in now, 2026. Same release date as Dune Part 3. So they're going head to head at the moment, unless one of them changes their release window.
Netflix
They're
versus
going head to
Disney.
head.
Who's going to win?
That's right. Oh,
Well,
Netflix.
eventually.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, I don't like hearing that.
They're going to have a 17-day window, and it's going to be a disaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if
Anyway.
Dune actually beats, I don't know if, I'm sure Avengers will be fine financially, but it would be crazy if Dune actually outsold Avengers.
We'll have to wait and see. I guess I could see it happening domestically, but international, I think Avengers is going to crush it. But
Well, I don't know. China's not super sold on the MCU anymore, as we've seen from the latest releases.
fairly
and stuff.
sold on Pandora, right?
Yeah. Well, everyone loves
Big
Pandora.
international. Everyone loves Pandora. So those will be the big ones to watch for next year. But yeah, I'm more excited for Dune than I am Avengers. I could care less. I'll see it, but I was more excited for this than Avengers, honestly. So,
More excited
there
for
you
Dune than for Doom, you might say.
go. Ah, nice. Dune and Doom. We got to figure. There's some way to
Might
do
say
that.
that.
Barbenheim it into an event. They're gonna
Yeah.
try.
Avengers Doomsday.
There we go. That's a double feature weekend. The
You can have
Doomsday
that
weekend.
advertising people.
Yep.
But Pandora, folks, let's talk about the goop inside of the whale's brains that is very valuable.
Yeah, that's right. Unobtainium, the whole thing. Jack me in, boys.
Yeah.
Let's go to Pandora. Right
We don't
after
even care
this.
about unobtainium anymore. Yeah, after this.
We've already obtained it. Yeah, after this.
We're back. We've connected with Iwa, the Great Spirit. Oh, actually, Jacob, there's a firewall. They're not letting you connect.
No.
Nice.
The ancestors.
Mother,
Mother.
Hey, well.
please.
Yeah. Fire and ash. Here we are. I want to say up at the top, just again, You can't bet against Jimmy C. They make $1 billion. The last non-Pandora
That's right.
thing he has made was Titanic. You know that he
And
directed
that made
was
a lot of
Titanic,
money.
and that
That's
made a
right.
lot of money.
And
He's
we
got
can't
4
forget
of
that
the
he
top
made
5
Terminator
movies ever.
2.
Yeah,
He
Terminator
made
No one
2.
will
2.
ever do that again.
Yeah.
No,
He made T2, the
he
greatest
made
action movie ever.
Aliens.
Now, for just our listeners, if you aren't watching on our YouTube page, you're missing that Mike is, of course, literally wearing his producer hat right now. So, of course, he's
Mr.
obsessed
Producer.
with the bottom dollar. He
Uh-huh.
wants that billion. He loves that James got that money.
We're big
Hey,
Disney.
Jimmy
Got
C
my
needs
hat
more submarine money. You know what I'm saying?
on. Exactly. Um,
Yeah. You know,
but I
everyone
want to
doubted
say,
him.
yeah, everyone
Yeah, go
doubts
Yeah,
him,
please.
and I meme kind of a little bit these movies. You know, I'm never going to think about him again. But geez, what a technical marvel! I love the idea that he does this performance capture, and that like they could take different sections of a performance. Like, oh, in this, the first take, Zoe Saldana did really good, but the second take she was like half and half, and they can stitch all that together to make one like optimal performance. Like that's really cool. Like the technology is really, really impressive here. So I just want
Do you
Yeah.
to
guys
state that up front.
do you follow him on sort of these press tours before we get into these movies when he sort of comes out after a million years and does these hours long Empire podcasts explaining the process and gets these poll quotes where people are like, when's the next one coming out? And he's like, I'll fucking kill you for asking me that.
Yeah.
And it's like such an
Sure.
abrasive, insane personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched some for
sorry.
this.
Hmm.
And like when you ask him about the biome, he gets really excited and seems really nice. He's like, "Oh yeah, so these whales, this is how they work, and they're doing this and that." And he'll just go on a tirade for like 30 minutes on his little creatures.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I mean, you know, he maybe has a bit of an ego, but from, you know, that's from, you know, the
Never
experience of
missing.
his career where, yeah, you know, only makes movies that do super well at the box office and are
He
huge.
has this quote on this news cycle where people are like, but like, don't you ever wonder, like, what if you made something else instead of Avatar? He's like, do you ask people, what if you fuck someone other than their wife? I'm happy.
Right. Yeah, well, some people complain, oh, he hasn't made a non-Avatar movie since 1997. But like that's what he wants to do with, you know, the later part of his career. That's what he's focusing on. It took, you know, many years to make this movie. And you know, obviously he thinks it's worth it. So
Well, yeah.
what are we even
He's
talking about here?
70 years old. He's what he describes as a super vegan, to where he's the point where he just eats like, like grains and things, I believe. And
Sure.
he said in an interview the other day that he thinks he only has about 30 good years in him left.
30 good ones. Wow.
So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and like the thing too is like these were shot back to back, Way of Water and this, right? And they were shot like
Right.
they were starting photography in 2017. So there's been like
Yeah.
5 years of post-production. Like they take forever, right? But he's pioneering this technology and like I have to constantly remind myself when I'm looking at this that every little speck of dust that's kicked up by a wing or like a drop of water, like that's all not there except for Spider. Everything
insane,
here is
yeah.
it's insane.
Except for Spider
And he had to
And I
film
mean,
the
he
movie
created
twice.
a whole
and Jermaine
Yeah.
Clement.
He created a whole world of Pandora where there's all these flora and fauna and different cultures of Navi and things like that. It's like, who is doing that on such a huge scale in a blockbuster movie? You know, there's really nothing like it. So we just had to,
And
you know, take
being
it for what it is.
weird and
Yeah.
being tender. Like, you're
Yeah.
not allowed to do that, but he's like, no, like, it has to be about this strange stuff.
And that's
then
why I
this
don't
time-
care like
Mm.
how long the movie is. It's like 3.5 hours long. But like, of course, because he's like, you know, I fucking worked hard on this shit. You're gonna sit down and for the whole 3.5 hours and you're gonna watch it.
Yeah, and
All
turn
right.
your phone off. And, and all the speeches he gives about it, he's like, I've watched my kids binge watch TV shows. I know what that means now. He's like, I
Right.
know you can sit there and not move, you fucking losers.
I did see
Right.
one interview where he said, basically, my rule is if I think it's cool, it stays in the movie. Like,
Yeah. He
I
doesn't,
think
he doesn't
it's
take
cool. I'm
notes from
leaving it
anybody,
in.
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
No, and it's really
it's-
the most innovative form of filmmaking. Like, it's just so crazy to see the behind the scenes for how they did this. And then, like, oh, yeah, 5 years later, we have a movie now. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Um,
And that's why I think, like, again, I think I underestimated the first Avatar when it came out because the technology hadn't caught up to his vision yet. And that's why I think the second two movies are so much like more amazing to me because the technology actually has caught up to like what he probably envisioned in the first place, which he
mhm.
originally had this idea in the 90s, right? So he's been wanting to make these since the 90s. He was just waiting for the technology to catch up.
No, and instead, Jacob, the idea he had in the 90s was AI is bad. And we were like, okay, what does that mean? And he was like, well, and then
Oh,
we
you'll
got up
find
to
out.
this point. And they're like, what's your message now? And he's like, we're destroying the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not wrong. But I did want to mention, too, I saw in an interview with some of the editors. The interviewer was like, so do you guys use any like AI tools for your workflow? They're like, nope, nope. And there's like, James, we don't use any of that. James Cameron doesn't want any of that in any of our workflow. We don't
Right.
use any AI. Even the costumes we make in real life and then scan them so we know that it's possible to make it in real life. So no AI
That's
on
wild.
this. Good job, Jim. You
To
know?
me, it kind of is like the biggest cinematic achievement since the Lord of the Rings, like in the making of
Yeah.
and everything. Like the amount of like work that it took to make the Lord of the Rings and shoot those back to back and stuff. Like I think it's a similar thing with these movies.
And it's with
Does
Weta.
does it answer the question that I posed in our Stranger Things episode? Is this something that came into existence wholly originally in the time of Gen Z? Could Avatar be something they claim?
Could this be like their Star Wars?
I feel like it's more of a
Maybe.
millennial thing because the first one came out in 2008
That's
or
what
9
that's
or
what
whatever.
makes
That's
it
still
so
a tech
tricky is
demo.
the stretch between those first two. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But there's something to say like it is an original IP in the time of like everything is a remake or like, you know, a superhero property or Jurassic Park or whatever. This, I mean, you can say it obviously has its inspirations, but it's not based on anything directly. It's a wholly original IP.
This is
So-
like the Zillennial magnum opus. Maybe Dune is the Gen Z Star Wars. You know, maybe the Dune.
Sure.
Wow. Gen Z gets Dune just because Timmy's in it.
Yep, yep, and Zendaya.
Stranger Things.
Wow.
I think Stranger Things is the Gen Z something.
Well, we'll talk about that eventually too.
Yeah.
Coming up in a
But
bit. So they're
Should we talk
incredible.
about
Yeah, let's do
Avatar,
Fire and Ash
Fire and
because
Ash?
this time Jimmy's like, "Oh, you like my world? Well, what if I show you the freaky side of it?" Yeah.
That's right. Well, and it opens with, of course, in the last movie, Nataeum, the oldest son, the oldest child of
I'm so proud
Jake
of you,
Sully
Jacob.
and Neytiri.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Nataeum died in the last movie, and that's the big thing that happens. And this movie kind of opens, and they're still mourning. Neytiri is still in mourning. It kind of seems like right after the last movie ended, and so they're with the water people. They're hanging out, and they're trying to get over. They're trying to process the death of Nataeum.
Well, that dream
Uh,
sequence is amazing because it immediately grounds you into the world of Pandora, what it looks like, that these teenage boys speak like surfer dudes. They're like, yo, what up, bro? Hey, bro.
bro.
Hey, yo,
Bro.
bro,
Come over
bro.
here, bro.
And that these weird aliens are like, bro,
That's
how'd
how
I
their
die,
dad,
bro?
Jake Sully, taught them to speak.
Don't worry about me dying, bro. Yeah, they say bro a lot.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's not how I'm dead, bro. You know, bro?
They say bro
Yep.
a lot. We have Loak, the second
Loak.
son. Loak, and he's got a big arc in this movie. And I think sort of the you know, obviously the main character was originally Jake Sully in the first movie. That's expanded now to this family and the kids of the family, which is Loak. We have Spider, the adopted son.
The human.
We have Kiri, Awa Jesus, another sort of adopted child who was the child of Grace, which was Sigourney Weaver's character in the first movie, you remember, who died, and then she was sort of an immaculate birth, Jesus style.
To
Mhm.
clarify, the child of Grace's avatar body.
That's
Yes,
right.
Yes. And
Awa
so, and she
birthed
doesn't have
her
a
from
father.
there.
Yeah, Awa just birthed her, and so she has a special connection to Awa, as we know. And
And
then
we
there's
learn a
Hort-
lot
that's-
about it in this movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then there's Took, the youngest of the children,
Who was
who's just
also
kind of
there.
there, being the youngest. Yeah.
Yep.
All these
And
incredible
various other
characters.
characters. We have, you know, the water girl that Loak is like in love with, and all these other water characters. We have Kate
We've-
Winslet.
We've reached the
Yeah.
the end of the names we can remember. Yeah.
Mike, when Loak out loud says to another character, "Can you believe Payakon's still banished?" I truly was
I love
like, "Should I
Payakan.
stand up and applaud?"
Payakon, that's right.
You know how I feel about Payakan, the mighty Tolkun, the greatest whale that's ever whaled.
Mm-hmm.
He's been sort of outcast by his tribe because in the last movie, because if you remember, the Tolkun, the majestic whales of Pandora, have a sort of a pacifist take on life where they don't use violence.
Mm-hmm.
And Payakan broke that rule and did violence against the imperialists to save,
To help the
the
Sullies
family.
rescue their family.
Yeah.
So wonderful.
And
I
so he's
love
been
all of this.
outcast from his pod, and now he's sort of an outcast whale, which is very sad to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a big point of this is the grief of and how people are dealing with not having their oldest son. Like even Loak is like kind of feels guilty about that. And then Jake kind of resents him for it too, but he doesn't really say it. So that's going to be a big part of his arc is this kind of the family
They
coming
have a
together. And Neytiri's
complicated,
really upset at Spider because he's a pink skin and she's racist against humans.
Pink skin.
She can't not think
So-
about him when she
Spider is
sees
a
him.
big part of this movie.
Yeah, a
You could
huge part
argue
of
he's
the
the
movie.
main character of this movie.
Oh, now the
Yeah.
unfortunate thing is this is going to be half of a Avatar Fire and Ash episode and half of a Freaky Tales episode because listeners, I have seen the movie that Jacob brought up in a
That's right.
Watcha. When did you recommend Freaky Tales?
No Watcha, yeah, I think.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen this, Jack Champion, well, the movie in general is incredible, but Jack Champion's part, which is literally just the movie Green Room, fucking
punks versus the
rules.
Nazis. Yes,
Yeah.
we love it.
Okay.
We love the.
Nice.
Well, obviously, we're on the side of the punks.
High recommend.
Yeah,
Mhm.
check out Freaky Tales, underrated movie. Pedro Pascal, like the fourth movie he was in
And
2025.
Jack Champion, as a little white boy, kind of has found his niche in both these movies as like, I'm kind of the guy who just gets along with the crew and I'm just like down to like be cool or whatever. And you're like, all right, Spider, I see you, my man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Normies, if you remember from the last movie, Spider is the biological son of Colonel Miles Quaritch, one of the biggest antagonists of Avatar, who's sort of Jake Sully's arch enemy, right? He's the military guy who also becomes a Na'vi because his human body is killed in the first Avatar movie, and then he's brought back as a Na'vi Avatar.
As
So
a
he's kind of
recombatant by the
Yes, I forgot that
MSR.
word.
What is the name of the colony
Who
of
knows?
Earth now?
Who can say? Or the
RDA.
RDA or whatever. But like Jake Sully, he is now like permanently a Na'vi, which is interesting because he has a totally different philosophical viewpoint on like, look, I may be in a Na'vi body, but I'm still working for the humans, and I still want to like take over this planet. Whereas Jake Sully is fully indoctrinated into like, I am a Na'vi now.
Spider wants that
I've become
too.
a native. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Spider is the biological son of Quaritch, who was left on Pandora, I guess, and sort of adopted by the Sullys and becomes their sort of adopted son. But of course, Neytiri has her own problems with him being human. Reminds me a lot of the Jon Snow. He's the Jon Snow of the family, where the mom,
Wow.
Catelyn Stark, never likes Jon Snow because he's sort of the bastard child of Ned Stark. He's not really,
Pink
but that's what you
skin.
think in the beginning. Of course.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways,
No.
got to get my Game of Thrones reference in there somehow.
That's wonderful, yeah. And I liked it in the second movie when Quaritch also had his military Na'vi buddies and they're wearing sunglasses and vests and stuff. I thought that was
Yeah, just looking
You just
like
got one buddy
operators,
in this
but
one.
giant Na'vis.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's only one
Meanwhile-
left.
Oh, that's true.
Yes. And it is interesting that whole thing of Spider being like, give me one of them Na'vi bodies, basically, and that this whole film is about his transformation and transition into how could a human become more Pandorian. And then on the opposite side of the coin, we meet Varang, who is ultimately the new villain of this film, though it kind of seems like more of a one-off, really, not a more overarching villain, but who represents what if Na'vi were, against the practices of Iwa or whatever.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
and
kind
she
of
allies
forsakes
with
Iwa.
Quaritch. She's a freaky lady.
Mhm.
But and just on the Spider Quaritch point, like it is ironic that
Mhm.
like Spider is in a human body but desperately wants to be Na'vi like his friends, whereas Quaritch is in a Na'vi body but
Yeah.
is still
then-
identified as a human.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously, because there's so much about this, you know, the dark opposite, that whole trope of literally like the comic book villain that's like, I'm the Flash, I'm the Reverse Flash, where it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
that literally Jake and Quaritch are going through the same story. That now Quaritch has literally become an avatar, fallen in love with a native Pandorian, and
Mhm.
sort of become more, you know, into the culture, only
Right.
to lose
evil
his mind
culture.
because of it. Yeah, on,
Yeah.
on the villainous
And I
side.
love all the Jake and Quaritch scenes in this movie are great, where Jake's just
They're
kind of
incredible.
constantly trying to pull them to like the light side of the force, basically, and be like, look,
Yeah.
you just have to open your eyes and see
It's
the
cool being an
world of
avatar,
Pandora."
huh?
There's so much of this world, Quaritch. You just got to see
Yeah,
it.
What?
Quaritch like,
I'm
fuck.
Colonel Sanders. I would never be into what you're talking
I'm
about,
still
boy.
working for the good guys. Stephen
Where's
Lang.
that little monkey I had? Where's
Yeah.
my monkey boy?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk. Yeah, Varang, the new character, which, speaking of Game of Thrones, played by Una Chaplin, who, of course, I mainly know, if you remember from Game of Thrones, she was in that. She played
Mhm.
Robb Stark's love interest, who kind of is the reason for the whole Red Wedding, where Robb Stark agrees to marry one of Walder Frey's daughters, and then, you know, goes back on that agreement and falls in love with this strange field medic lady from the East or
Yeah.
whatever. And it's Una Chaplin, also granddaughter of Charlie Chaplin,
Never heard
famously.
Can you imagine the balls it takes to be like, well, I'll just become an actor. I'll become more famous than Charlie Chaplin, my grandfather.
Yeah.
of them. Yeah. Well, she did
But other than
mention
Game of Thrones, I haven't seen. Yeah, sorry.
much of her. No, I was gonna say she thought
Yeah, I
she
haven't seen
might
much.
change her stage name though, because like, oh, Chaplin, it's like, oh, nepo baby stuff. But she's like, if people look up my grandfather and watch one of his movies and call me a nepo baby, at least they watch one of his movies. So I guess that's fine. Like,
Oh,
she's
that's nice. I
like, I'm
like
all right
that.
with it. Yeah.
Right. And like,
Yeah.
she's more like a nepo grandbaby. And like, what
Right.
did her parents even do?
You-
Were they actors?
I think her dad was an author, but it's like, you think the name Charlie Chaplin still carries a weight in Hollywood? Do you think I'm gonna
Right.
be like, 23 Skidoo produced my movie?
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
I like that it's reminding people of you ever see The Great Dictator? You know, check it out.
Yeah.
Jeez.
City Lights. But Una Chaplin, the standout new addition to this
I think
movie,
so.
really, which, you know, introducing the Ash people. You know, last movie we got the Water people, right? We loved them. We got
They
Kate
got
Winslet.
flipper
we
hands.
got,
They're kind of
Cliff
different
Burris.
physiology. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we have the Ash people, which seems just to be one tribe, which was started by Varang because of her whole tragic backstory that she was like, she basically gave up on Awa because Awa didn't answer her prayers or whatever, so she kind of, you know, went against. It's kind of like, you know, she's throwing off the old religions and saying, you know what, I only like power. I want all the power I can get in the fire.
Yeah, like the volcano burned her forest. She prayed for Awa to
Yeah.
protect them, and Awa did nothing. So she's like, nope, it's all about the burn, baby.
And now she just puts flames on her fingers and does little dances.
Oh.
She's got
Does like
hypnotism
some drugs
magic.
and
Hey,
stuff.
you want to hit this
Yeah.
cocaine? You're like, oh my god,
You're gonna see some
absolutely,
crazy shit, man.
girl. What do
She'll
you
plug her
think?
tail into your tail and
Fucking
force
ask
field
me
you.
that shit.
Yeah,
Throw
I
it into
like
my
how
nose with a dart gun from across the room.
she can seemingly torture people using her tail powers, which
She
is
rapes
like,
people. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it is
that's-
not
tail raped
torture.
them.
It is
Yeah.
from what
Sexual
we
assault.
know of this culture that she is, yes, like a dominant in a
Yeah,
horrible
she's
way.
like a dominatrix, but
Yeah.
Quaritch is like into it. Quaritch is
It's
like, oh,
yo,
this
what is
lady-
this? shit?
Hold on.
This
Maybe
fucking
Jake Sully was right.
rules.
This planet is awesome.
Yeah, are you kidding? Like, you didn't. I would be like, Jigsaw, you didn't tell me about any of the weird, freaky sex shit. What the fuck is all this? And he'd be like,
Right.
what? I'm barely having any of that. I have like 8 kids.
We just talked to trees.
But it
man.
reminds me a lot of Star Wars, of like the Force, where it's like there's the Jedi and the Sith, and like she went to the dark side and became a Sith, and now Quaritch is like drawn in by the dark side, but Jake Sully's trying to pull him to the light side. But ultimately he's conflicted, and he has his son
But-
Spider, you know.
But I was so worried, Jacob, that it was going to be, because we know that from the progression of these movies that it's like Iwa is the great spirit, right?
Mhm.
Iwa is this great tree that they all fucking hook up to, who is like the modem that holds like all the information of Na'vi culture, right?
All the ancestors
We-
ever, yeah.
ever. And
Yeah.
in the second, we know that her roots go into the ocean, which is what then provides, for these sea creatures, sort of the same thing.
Mm.
I was so worried that it was going to be revealed like a rival god, that they would literally be like jacking into a volcano and a
Fire
big rock
god.
would be like, he
Yeah.
was wrong. Like, we must, join with the
Right.
sky people and burn Pandora or something. But instead that it's literally just about like the loss of faith and them being like, no, fuck all this. Bring
Yeah.
us the thunder. Show us how the thunder works. I was like,
Right.
oh shit.
Well, it was weird. It was interesting to me because I wasn't expecting it just to be like this one lost tribe, which really started from Varang. And like,
Mhm.
I guess before that, she was just a normal forest Navi, and they were just living in the
I assume
forest.
she was like, like our lead Navi.
Yeah, like I thought there was gonna be a whole nother culture involving the fire ash people,
Yeah.
whatever. But I think it's just, and so like it's just this one tribe.
But it's also interesting because we are introduced to David Thewlis, who plays a new culture, the Wind Traders,
Oh,
who
I
are
love
these
these guys.
Yeah.
The
Jacob,
ships.
I fucking
Yeah.
loved this whole sequence when the fucking water people were like, "It's the Wind Traders" or whatever. They just like run over these people. I'm like, "Excuse me, what's this now?"
What is coming?
Yeah, I'm like Miyazaki. Like if I see an airship, I'm already like in love with it. We get these great scenes of them coming in, and then the scene of them. So obviously the Sullys. So Spider is having problems with his mask. He's got to switch off. Basically, one mistake with his mask malfunctioning or something, he could die, right? Because he can't breathe the air in Pandora.
Yeah.
So Jake Sully and Natiri decide like we need to take Spider back to the good humans living on Pandora, and he needs to stay with them because it's not safe for him here. Yeah.
Plus, I hate him.
Killer scene where Spider wakes up choking, where he in the middle of the
Yes.
night his mask is run out and everyone's searching for it and Natiri's not, and she's kind of just standing in the distance and you really don't know if she
Ooh.
like hid the mask, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's later where her and Jake Sully have to maybe do something that they makes them second guess.
This plays out for a while. This is like really well done.
Yeah. But ultimately, they're like, okay, we need to take Spider back to the humans. He can't stay here; it's too dangerous for him, because he could die.
So Sully family meeting, family up. So we
None of the kids
traded
are fucking with
Spider
it at
to
all.
the Wind people, and he's like, "What?" Like his reaction, it's like, "You did what?" Like it's so fucking funny.
Yeah. So their idea is the wind traders are going to take them back to the good humans on Pandora who kind of live in this little settlement in hiding from obviously the bad humans. And so obviously all the kids of the family are really against it. Kiri and Spider also have like a romantic thing that'll play out in this movie and the last movie. And but so they're like, okay, you know what? We'll make a concession. We'll all go as a family on the airships with the wind traders, and we'll kind of take them there together. It'll be like an adventure. And so they go with the wind traders, and then the scene of, oh, guess what? We might have some raiders attacking. Watch out for that. And then this airship raid scene is fucking incredible. Like this was one of my favorite scenes in the movie, just from a technical and like, scale perspective. Like it was just this huge air battle and that's Varang and her raiders attacking on their beasts, and then you have Neytiri and Jake Sully flying around, like insane stuff.
Yeah. And they're using fire arrows to like torch the, I don't know, epidermal cellular dermis of these things.
The airships are like these giant ships that are pulled by some kind of air whale that seems to like fly.
Yeah, it's like
and so they're
jellyfish
pulled by
sails.
some kind of animal, and then they have these big sails and stuff. They look like sort of traditional ships where they're like pulling the ropes. They're like Avasti,
the rigging, ahoy.
David Thewlis is like, pirates might attack, and Jake's like, I was Taruk Makto. Like, don't you fucking worry about pirates.
We need Taruk Makto.
This is called a gun.
I can't connect with Taruk again. It's the feeling of violence is too overwhelming. Yeah.
Fucking amazing, Jacob. Again, show me a Marvel movie that has dialogue like this. That is in Eternals. The scene we forgot to play out in the beginning is when we're going through these things where it's like, we're all handling, the death of my brother a different way, because it's interesting that it's Loak who's narrating and not Jake Sully, which is different than the other two movies.
Dad just preoccupies himself with his work. And kinda ignores it.
Dad goes and gets guns. He literally just like dives in and he's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
here's like 8 machine guns. He's like, okay, take those, take those,
They're
take
salvaging,
those.
yeah.
And then, it's always visual imagery of him on his Banshee, the great Mach-To, or whatever, the biggest Banshee or whatever. And him with
Yeah.
a fucking AK-47 is so incredible, dude. I love it.
He's a big proponent of like, look, the humans have guns and shit. We need to fight
Guns
them
are
with guns.
important.
Arrows are not going to cut it. And Neytiri's like, I don't know. I don't use that stuff. Look, touching metal is like bad juju, man. Like, you don't really
Yes.
do that.
And
Yeah.
Kate Winslet, who is the leader of the tribe known as the Owanka
The
or
water
whatever,
people.
the water
Is she the
people.
leader or is Cliff Curtis the leader?
I believe they're married.
The
to each other.
matriarch
So I believe
runs it,
she's
yeah.
the spiritual leader and maybe he's
Mm.
the chieftain or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She is constantly reiterating, like, look, we barely put up with the fact that your husband is Taruk Mach-To. like the
Yeah.
last thing he needs to be doing is also telling us to like pick up guns.
Yeah.
Right. But he's like, look, you're bringing arrows to a gunfight. Like, you
Yeah.
wonder why like the humans are slaughtering you and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and then
And
he
he-
kind of is like, look, Neytiri, I put a bomb on this arrow. Maybe try that. And she's like, I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see what Iwa says about
We'll
that.
see. Yeah. I'm not touching
Yeah.
the metal. It's on the arrow. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
And Jake's been like leading his like a military unit. He's always on Lowak for like, you didn't bring your comms. You're not allowed to come out with me. You're not ready. Your brother was ready, but
Right.
you're not. You're not. So he's kind of.
And then even Loak,
Where's your radio?
Mm-hmm.
when they're scavenging, Loak brings up the broken pieces of their grandfather's bow, which was like this like really special bow that was Neytiri's dad's or whatever, right? And then it's all broken. He's like, don't waste your time with that. Like, that's fucking broken. Like, what are you doing? Go get more guns.
Jake's like, this is a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the scene with.
It's important to
Neytiri.
Loak's arc.
It's
Yeah.
important to Loak's arc event. Yeah, exactly. Because we can fix it. His girlfriend's like, we could fix it. He's like, I don't want to fix it. I don't care. Whatever. So that's where he's at now.
Also,
Right.
Loak's girlfriend
Area.
is Kate Winslet's daughter,
I think so.
probably.
Or just, yeah, and there's also some other random water children.
There's
like
a
one-
couple other kids that are kind of. And sometimes when I see
Yeah.
Took, I'm like, oh,
You're
Like,
here.
she'll like some scenes they're like, and I'm here too, and she'll just like say like
Took's
a line, and
there.
I am like, oh, what's that
Yeah.
little one doing? Like I get like scared.
She is truly the Rick and Stark of the family, where it's just like
Oh,
she's there to be
absolutely.
the youngest, and for them to say like, "Stay there, like it's dangerous here."
At the
Uh,
end, she also plugs in when Kiri's doing her stuff, and I wanted
Yeah, it's
Kiri to
like,
be
"Oh,
like,
you're
just
here
get
too,
out
I
of here.
guess."
You're not helping. Like this
And I
is like
helped.
my
Yeah.
thing.
This is kind of like a thing
Uh,
with me and Spider, and like
Yeah, it's
we're like
I
interested
do
in
this.
each other.
My whole thing is EY. You don't need
Yeah,
to worry about
get
my
outta here.
thing.
James Cameron probably has a plan for 10 years down the road when she's grown up, and the whole thing is.
He's like, well, Took's granddaughter is important to the,
Yeah.
the story of the Solies.
we have to
Right.
set her up here.
I guess she
Um,
is.
But I wanted to mention that scene with Neytiri grieving, and she's like, Jake's like, we got to use the guns and stuff. She's like, look, I don't have my forest, I don't have my people, I don't have my son. All I have
Yeah.
is my faith. Like, that's a really good scene. Like, don't talk shit about
Right.
Ewok right now, Jake Sully.
Yes.
Like, I'm really struggling.
And Mike, as she's doing that, she keeps putting on this funeral shawl and saying how
Yeah.
disgusting humans are. And Jake's like, I was a human. Like, he
You
keeps,
hate my
like,
hands?
reminding her. He's like, look at
Yeah.
our children.
That's
They
kind
have
of the
my
contradiction of Neytiri, right? Is that she fell in love with Jake Sully, but she still can't get over like her
She's
hatred
a
for the humans.
super racist.
You can't live with that much hate in your heart, Neytiri. But yeah,
Can't
I
live with
forgot the
that
Nevi
hate,
have
Baby.
4 fingers.
Baby
Yeah.
girl. There are a couple scenes where I'm like, oh, we're really going for it this time. All right, Jake, you got it.
Yeah. And look, Sam Worthington, people like, say he's a bad actor and stuff sometimes. I think he's gotten a lot better, like even from the first Avatar. Like I thought he's been really good in Way of Water.
I
in this
think he's
movie.
aware. I think he's
Yeah.
like, the joke is that I am a bad actor.
I think
Right.
he got so lucky. He's got so much money for this. And when I see interviews,
Did you see
I
the
think,
thing about Matt Damon, where it's like Matt Damon said in an interview like he was originally offered that part and he turned it down, and James Cameron was like, you can have like 0.1% of the box office, and so he basically turned down like a ton of money, and he
But
realized
have you
afterwards,
seen?
like,
But have you
hundreds
seen
of
the
millions of
rebuttal on that,
dollars.
Jacob?
well, I did see
Is
like
that-
James Cameron was like, that didn't actually happen.
Yeah, he's
or
like,
whatever.
what a fantasy that is for Matt Damon. What a nice little story he gets to tell.
that's
You're
funny.
like,
Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah. But I was saying, from watching the interviews with him and then watching this movie, I think I like the Na'vi Jake Sully more than the human actor. Like,
100%. He
yeah,
becomes a better actor when he doesn't have to be himself anymore, Mike. You're
yeah,
you're right. It's so weird.
yeah.
Yeah, and then of course you have Zoe Saldana on the other side, the highest grossing actress of all time, probably.
I
I
Emmy
think
Award
mean,
she's.
winner, recent.
Yep, it's close to her and
yeah.
ScarJo. I think with this one she beat ScarJo because of
Mm.
Avatar,
And ScarJo has
Avengers,
Jurassic Park
Star
now
Trek.
too.
Yeah,
Look, you make this lady a different colored alien, like it's going to be successful unless it's Star Trek.
they didn't make
Which
her
Do
is
a
you
not
different
think
really.
colored
she has
alien.
a color that she's interested in playing still?
She
It says
did
in interview
green, she
Denise
did
acts that.
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts on Red? Do you think she's been like, well,
Make it
I got to
red.
play a red alien.
a red
Yeah.
alien? There's something there.
Yes, She-Hulk, but the red version.
Yeah, and she had her Oscar run with that musical that everyone forgot about, kind of.
Yeah. Amelia
Hopefully.
Perez.
She prays every
Amelia
day,
Perez.
even nobody remembers Amelia
Ignore the
Perez.
main actress in that movie. Just focus on me, please. I am.
Penis to vagina, vagina to penis.
Yeah. she was
Remember that
nominated
those
for an
are
Oscar.
actual lyrics?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not written by AI.
Um,
It's human work,
look,
baby.
ignore that. Ignore the other actress that said all that racist stuff. Just focus on me, Zoe Saldana. But no,
Yeah.
I like her as Natiri, of course.
I think the performance in this
Oh, I
is
love
really
her.
good, considering that
Yeah.
it's on blue alien people. I like this heart of the story is very quote unquote human. It's about the family interactions, despite the spectacle of Pandora. It's like really just about this grieving and how this family's going to deal with that, and I think that's cool.
Something to kind of bring up is that she was so lacking in presence in the last film, and this film really makes up for it. And it has come out from James Cameron that this film was actually one film with the last film that he split in two. So we
That
are
makes a
getting
lot of sense.
Avatar, then
Yeah.
Way of Water, which is sort of a spiritual sequel to the first Avatar, and then this film, which is a direct sequel to Way of Water, right?
Mhm.
Yes. And I think, if you see both these movies as one long movie, it makes a lot of sense. And I think one criticism you can make of this movie is that it does repeat a lot of the same themes as
Yeah.
the last movie.
Yeah.
But so it makes sense that it's all part of one bigger thing. But they couldn't make one movie because that would have been like 7 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does repeat a couple, like even some of the set pieces at the end are just like kind of repeated but bigger from the Way of Water. That's like one of my criticisms.
Yeah.
Is, but
And the whole Natiri spider thing, like that was already set up in Way of Water, of like her feeling conflicted about him being human, and then her
Right.
versus Quaritch and everything.
But it's so different than something like Star Wars, where I'm like, yeah, like wrap this up in 3, even if you can't. Like, I don't care. You just kind of have to be done or whatever. With this, even with the talk now, where he really doesn't know if he is going to make another or how many more, I am kind of like, well, I don't know. Could you wrap this up in 1? I kind of need like at least 2 more, if not maybe 3 more. I'm kind of greedy when it comes to Avatar movies.
Yeah. I think his original plan was 5, and so 2 and 3 are kind of one movie, and then 4 and 5 would be
That makes sense.
now a separate story that are kind of more connected.
Cool.
But then shot
Yeah.
back to back in the same way, I think, is what they would do.
Yeah, I would assume
Yeah.
so.
But I like also on Varang's side, it's very much just about how did somebody deal with tragedy and like grief. Like she just decided to become a crazy witch lady, Dom lady. But it's
Yeah.
like she's just grieving like the loss of her forest and that Awa didn't save him. It's like,
Right.
do you become
she
destructive
became a
or
Sith.
constructive? She became a Sith in that.
Because hate leads to anger, anger leads to
Hate leads to
whatever.
the dark side.
hate leads.
Yeah.
Yeah. So her grief turned into this only seeing the volcano as the ultimate form of power and fire, and saying like, well, obviously if that's what can defeat Awa, and Awa's sort of refused to answer my calls, like obviously I'm going to start worshiping the fire and the power, basically.
We'll
And
burn
then
it
she gets
away.
introduced to human guns, and she's like, wait, these things fucking rip. Give me like
Yeah.
a bunch of these.
During the raid, Jake
So-
Sully's flying around with his gun, and she's like, "Hold on, what the hell is that? That is very
Yeah.
cool." Yeah.
So sequence of events is, does Quaritch intercede also in that raid, and he sort of sees Varang, and is that what gets him the idea
Well,
to scale the
so-
mountain?
So here's what happens, right? So obviously the Varang and her raiders attack the airship, and they actually down one of the airships, right? That the Sullys are on. The Sullys all get separated. Neytiri falls from
She
her
gets shot.
beast, and yeah, she gets shot by an arrow. So she's kind of by herself.
Oh,
All the
she has
kids
her
get
whole
stranded by
hearing. Yeah,
herself.
yeah, yeah. Oh, right,
Yeah.
right, right. Yeah.
And then Jake Sully's fighting, and so Jake Sully is trying to find the kids. The kids are kind of out in the woods by themselves. They're like, okay, we got to get away from these raiders. They're like killing all the wind traders and everything. And that's when Quaritch and his military buddy see on like the sensors, like, oh, that we found the Sully, right? Because his mission right now is to find Jake Sully and bring him in to be executed, basically for betraying the human race.
Mhm.
And so he shows up in the aftermath of the battle and it's like, oh, Jake Sully looking for your kids, huh? He's like, yeah, Spider's with them too, and he's gonna die if he doesn't get a new mask. And Quaritch is then like, okay, well, let's have this uneasy alliance where we team up for a little bit to find the kids.
I'll use you as a bargaining chip and get him too. Yeah, and you're always supposed to kind of be like, does this thing care? And later Spider is directly like, you are not my father. You're a thing that has his memories. Like calls him
Right.
out like specifically.
Which is really
Mhm.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can see like, oh, he obviously does care if Spider lives or dies. Like he's not willing to give up on Spider. Like he doesn't want to see him die. And
Yeah.
so they have this uneasy alliance. We're like, all right, we're gonna track down the kids, and they eventually find the kids, and then Varang and her raiders find everybody and kind of capture them all. And that's when she's like, ooh, guns. And that's when Quaritch is like, you know what? I can show you, I can show you how to use these guns. And then he's like, ooh, this lady. And that's kind of when they start to make it. Well, then, so afterwards he gets away, but then he has a plan to like, let's ally with this tribe, the humans and the Ash people, and we'll definitely be able to take down all the other Navis then.
He says we need the strength of the Wararana tribe or whatever they're called to
Mhm.
Edie Falco, aka Mrs. Soprano.
Yes.
And then
Carmela
later,
Soprano.
she's in her
General.
little robot outfit. He comes in the full like gone native outfit, like he's got the black and the red, and like
Yeah.
and he starts yelling at her like, "What are you doing? We promised them." And the look on her face of like,
You're going native.
what have you
Lost your
fucking
way."
become? Yeah, like that. She
Right.
just wants to kill him so bad.
Just
It's
like,
incredible.
yeah, he's like, look, we can ally with these people. And when they fly into the base with all the people, she's like, get these fucking savages out of here. He's like, look, don't be an asshole, okay? Like, take the win, because I just brought
Yeah.
in Jake Sully, and it's a big media thing. All the
Take the
humans
win.
are like
Mhm.
like cheering and everything, and they lock him up. So essentially, but not to get ahead of ourselves, but there's the great scene where he goes into the Ash people camp with a bunch of guns. It's like, look, check it out. Let's make an alliance. Let's do some drugs. Probably, get into some freaky sex stuff, and
Mhm.
like you can like hook up your tail to mine and stuff. And then she at first like, why do I need you? But then she kind of was also like, oh, this guy's interesting. Like, because he's like, you need like an equal, right? And so they both like have a common goal, and then they're both like, you know what? Let's like, let's fuck.
We're a
He,
power couple now, yeah.
We are a power couple. He shows her the flamethrower, and she literally becomes
Yo.
like wet. Like
She's
it's
like,
like
"Oh."
it's like it is intense.
Yeah.
Mike, did you watch the Una Chaplin interview where she talks about studying Natiri's walk?
Oh, a little bit. To kind of do an
She-
opposite for
you know,
hers.
all of the actual native Pandorians sort of have like a little bit of a sway to them.
Yeah.
And the question was, Una, how did you get that down? And she was like, well, I studied Zoe. Like I saw her and saw how she moves, and I realized it comes from the breasts. Like you move from the chest first and chest forward. And then I thought, well, my character Varang has a heart of stone, so it would actually be turned in. And would that energy go up or would it go
Pardon me.
down? And I realized the magma and molten goes down. So I actually move from, and she gets up and starts
That's
moving,
incredible.
and the viewer's like, "Oh my god!" like the
That's
interviewer's like,
awesome.
it's really, she's like, and so you can see where the sensuality came from. And I brought this
Yeah.
all to James, and it's like, oh my god, Una Chaplin, you are such a good actress.
Incredible.
That's amazing. And like, yeah, truly
And it
nothing
comes
can
through.
prepare you for how
For how
sexual
sexual
this
she
character
is.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, Neytiri, I'm sure there's like a huge like fetish market for like, oh,
Yes.
people love Neytiri, people love
Furries.
James
female
Cameron being one of
Navis
them.
and stuff.
Yeah.
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 Now,
But
what
the
if there was a
eyes,
dark,
the way that
evil one? Yeah.
you convey sexuality through eyes in these sort of like come hither looks to make them dark and smoky and everything, and like backlit by truly like flames as like a rhythmic hypnotic dance is playing. You are watching
Yeah,
this
she's
like,
like
oh
staring
my
into your
god,
soul.
you're like,
She
Yeah.
blows some
she's
drugs in your face,
mind
shows her like
controlling
her
me.
eye tattoo on the palm of her
Yes,
hand.
look at my weird hand thing. You're
Yeah,
like,
dude.
you got it, girl.
She's got her one
It's
piece of
wild.
electrical
Yeah.
tape across her chest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's her outfit.
Yeah, and that's
It's
it.
insane.
And Mike,
Yeah.
that's all she's got.
And
Why wear that, you almost ask? And you tell yourself because it's a family film.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
PG-13 movie, but it's interesting how they always the Na'vi, what they wear to cover, like the female Na'vi to cover their, chest, and then to cover any areas that can't be exposed, in a PG-13 movie. It's fascinating how they.
Well, it's
how they do
interesting
that.
that
bare minimum.
Spider's not like, look at my dick. Look
Spider's
at
like,
my
I wear this
little dick.
loincloth and
Look
nothing.
at
I
my
love it.
little dick that just swings around. I have to see your huge blue penises all day. Look at my little dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the costume choices are bold.
Right. But yeah, Varang.
Varang.
What a
Jokes
standout
aside,
character.
awesome
And then-
character. Like when she's shooting the guns, and you can tell, like Colin said, like she's so like, this is fucking awesome, and then just drags
She
him into her
loves it.
tent. Like right now, Quaritch. Right now.
She's as good at flying the Banshees as Jake, and she's as militaristic about her lack of faith as Neytiri is to her faith, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
she is like the best of both their worlds condensed
and
into
her and
pure
Quaritch
evil.
are like sort of the perfect partnership of like the dark versions of Jake and Neytiri. And yeah, I love her, and I think Quaritch too is such an interesting character and
He's
antagonist,
the most
even from the
interesting
last
character.
movie. Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
incredible. He's the
Stephen
most
Lang.
interesting idea in Avatar.
yeah,
Because even now that he's, the clone version, it's like you start to think maybe he is just a different person, because you start to think at one point, is there a redemption arc for this guy? Even though he's in love with the evil Pandora, he's still is he like Pandora legitimately now? Like he's becoming more integrated into the Pandoran society of that tribe. It's like maybe
yeah.
he's
You
gonna
just need
write
to
off
see
the
the
humans
right
one day.
version of a
Your
tribe.
mama didn't want to leave you, boy, when she flew off to battle.
Incredible
Mhm.
speech.
What?
He's talking about
What did my
Spider's
mom
biological
do?
mom.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about? She
Right?
gave birth to me and then like picked up a machine gun and like killed
Yeah.
like the blue people
Well-
that I love. Don't tell me this.
And what's
Right.
so interesting is like I see the humans in this movie, which are mostly like unambiguously evil,
Comically evil.
and they're kind of an extension of the Marines in Aliens, like of James Cameron being like, yeah, what if those Marines, what if we saw it from the other side of like, these humans need to be stopped because they will just destroy everything in their wake and like destroy Pandora. But
Like the
Quaritch,
whaling guys. Yeah.
and we'll talk about Jermaine Clement.
Mhm.
But Quaritch, like, talk about cultural relevance. Like, I still think about the scene in Way of Water where he finds his old human skull and crushes it in his hands, and I still think about that scene to this day. So,
I think about it, Jacob, all the time. And it is
Yeah.
one of the saddest things in my life is that I've truly had the thought after my father passed away, that my late father, that I thought like, I begged you to watch that movie. And I specifically said, there is a scene where a fucking character actor, Stephen Lang, picks up his own skull, is startled to see it, seems
Yeah.
so confused, and then makes the choice, no, I will overcome this, and crushes the skull in his bare hand. And it's some of the best acting I've ever seen. And my dad saying, nope, not interested.
right.
Not
Yeah.
interested. Did you hear what I just said? You'll never see anything like that in your life.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes, the
That's too
Quaritch is
bad.
great in this. He's the most interesting idea. I think you're right.
Yeah, and then him and Jake Sully both having this Marine outlook. Like, all of their worldview comes from them being a Marine, yet they diverge in such interesting ways. Where Jake Sully, he's still a Marine at the end of the day.
He's betrayed. Stephen
Yeah.
Lang is like, we're the same, and you lost your mind. You're the
betrayed your
greatest
people.
terrorist the human race
Yeah.
has ever faced, and I
You went
must
native.
stop you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're bringing you in to execute you because you are a traitor to the human race.
You and your whale battle destroyed hundreds of trillions of dollars of assets in that last. You're a
Right.
terrorist, Jake.
And
yeah.
What's interesting about this movie is that James Cameron frames it as like, yeah, the humans are the bad guys. Like
That
everything you're saying is true, but you're still the bad guys.
that not for a second do I agree with that point of view. That the
Yeah.
entire time I, as a human being, am like, the human race needs to be wiped out.
Yeah.
Right.
Literally
But,
everyone except main Clement. Yeah. Who has a
No,
stake
they go so far as to explicitly say like, and then if they get in here, they're gonna wipe out all the stuff and destroy all the resources just like they did on Earth, like already. Like it's pretty on the
Right.
nose. Like yeah, mankind is bad.
I mean, yeah, the whaling, like we've already like almost whaled all the whales out of existence, and like we had to make rules to stop whaling, and it's still going on in certain countries, right? And it's
Yep.
like, yeah, endangered species became like a concept like 50 years ago or whatever, where it's like we need to stop hunting certain creatures or we're literally going to wipe them out of existence.
Yeah, and like this one, they're like, all of the whales are gonna be here. Let's just kill all of them for what? For big money.
Babies.
Brain juice.
Kill
Give me
them
that
all.
brain juice. I've got a robo hand now.
Big
Get me
fucking
that brain
paycheck,
juice.
look.
Captain Ahab over here trying to kill all the whales.
Oh no,
They're
they're
being
drowning me.
Yeah.
No.
And literally the one guy that's like, wait, maybe we shouldn't like kill a huge like
Actually,
entire
the whales
families
are
and
good.
cultures.
Oh yeah, our
Whales
one
are
marine
nice and
biologist.
kind and good. Shut up.
Oh.
There is one point during
Hold
the
on,
battle.
before we
Well, I just want to say where like they're getting attacked, and then it pauses, and then the guy's like, "All right, let's get back to work." And the guy's like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Really?
that is
We
really
got
good.
whales to kill. Come on.
Yeah.
We got a quota. A quota.
Quotas anyway.
All that's coming. Let's jump back to so when Corch and Jake are looking for, and we won't go beat for the whole thing, but this is like the biggest, most important thing I think to talk about in this movie. While they're looking for the children, cut to the children who are on this quest, telling themselves, "We'll head to that small village that Jake knows because that's where they'll know to meet us. You know, this seems like a good idea or whatever." Meanwhile, Monkey Boy's oxygen runs out, and everybody's freaking out. What do we do?
He doesn't have a spare mask because it got separated in the crash and everything. Yeah.
And Kiri is looking for answers and sees a spore, which she takes as a sign from Iwa, and hooks up to just the nature in the area and prays and prays and prays and releases this sort of spore colony of mushrooms that it's revealed goes inside Spider and adapts his lungs to process whatever the chemical is instead of oxygen in the atmosphere of Pandora.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's some kind of symbiont that takes over his entire body that they're like, well, we can't like remove it or like it'll kill him probably.
His name is Jadzia Spider now.
Yes.
Yeah. And just like it makes him be able to breathe the air on Pandora, which is what he always wanted. And so he's super happy. He's like, I'm literally becoming a fucking Navi. I'm the first human Navi hybrid. He starts growing his own Navi braid.
That's right.
And so it's like, and everyone's like, how the fuck did you just do that, Kiri? And Kiri, because she's, Pandora Jesus. Well, what we learn is that she didn't even like, Awa kind of rejected her. She did it herself. It wasn't Awa because Awa closed it herself off to Kiri as like a firewall kind of. And so Kiri did that with her own powers and the powers of Pandora. And then of course the humans find out about it and they're like, well, this is fucking the biggest breakthrough that we've ever had, because if we can replicate that, then we could very easily just take over all of Pandora if we're able to breathe their air. So then when Jake Sully and Atiri and the all of them find out, they're like, well, so now we're conflicted because technically what we should do is kill Spider because we can't allow that to fall into the enemy's hands because that could be a game changer.
And they'll never stop hunting him, no matter what. Like they're going to come for him, which means they're coming for us. Yeah, this is bad news.
Right. So then what happens is Quart. So the humans and Quart are like, okay, go fucking capture Jake Sully, capture Spider, bring him in. Well, that's when
Well,
they.
this is the reveal that we've missed him since the last movie, but Giovanni Ribisi is still
Yeah.
in
He's still
charge,
there.
and he's
Well,
now
he's
revealed
the
to be
corporate
this
guy,
But he
and
was the
then
corporate
Edie
guy in the last
Falco
one.
is the general. Yeah.
Edie Falco's the military presence. Now it's revealed that he is the son of the president of who runs the corporation of Earth.
Yeah,
Mm.
right. Because he's like, yeah, should we ask my dad, the president of the corporation? And so it's really they're kind of having internal struggles, like who's really in charge, the military, the corporate side.
Mhm.
You bring me this Spider. He's the biggest breakthrough. That's my boy. You'll tell me to get my country fried human boy.
Yeah.
And then his cousin Benoit Blanc avatar comes out and goes, well, it's a mystery, you'll see.
That's right.
Yeah. I love it. But yeah, they're like literally like, give us Spider because this could be a huge game changer. And so obviously Jake Sully ends up in prison. So Quaritch and Varang and her tribe show up to the water people. They're like, look, we can have a big fight if that's what you want to do. Or Jake Sully can come with us, and we won't burn your whole fucking village down. And at first they want Neytiri too, and then Jake Sully's like, no, just me, or else we will start fighting. And so like, fine, okay, we'll bring you in. They also capture Spider. So Spider's under doing like scientific testing.
Meanwhile, Loak's like, do you think Pyakon's okay?
Loak has a whole arc with Pyakon.
Like, that's bringing it back. Do you think Pyakon's okay? And hey, what are these squids doing? And truly, as I'm watching, I'm like, that's awesome. That's great. I kind of need to know what's going on with Jake with these humans, though.
That's kind of one reason this movie is so long, because they're like, yeah, Loak needs his own arc that's not really connected to anything else until it all comes together in the end.
Yeah.
But so he's going to go on his whole side excursion.
Dad, while you were gone, Pyakon held a vote.
Right.
Great.
Well, there's a little bit of...
You got it, son.
Well, we get a touchstone of the Loak feeling guilty about his brother's death because Jake Sully snaps on him at some point. It's like, maybe if you didn't do that, my son wouldn't be dead kind of thing. And he's like, that wasn't my fault. So he's like, he's feeling outcast.
Blames himself.
So he goes to find Pyakon.
He has that
bro,
dream where
you and I are like the same, bro.
Bro, don't blame yourself, bro. It's not your fault.
Pyakon, look me in the eyes and let's just feel together, bro.
Yeah, I love Pyakon, and the fact that they can communicate with them, and they call them, you're my brother. You're like a giant whale, but you are my brother.
One guy does sign language to him.
No, and I do want to mention they use freaking papyrus for these subtitles, and it made me so mad.
James Cameron loves papyrus. Okay,
he's trolling you.
He's trolling
doing
us.
It on purpose. It's a game to him.
It's a game, yeah. And he's
Ever since
winning.
the first Avatar was in papyrus, he refuses to change the font. You got to respect it.
You got to respect Jimmy C.
Shout out to Julio Torres, who wrote that incredible SNL skit Papyrus with Ryan Gosling.
That's right. Yeah, Ryan Gosling.
But Jake Sully says, "I'll go
Jake
with
is
you."
captured. Yeah.
Spider's captured.
Then we get Jake Sully for most of the rest of this movie in an orange prison jumpsuit.
Yep.
Fucking rules.
Right.
It's so
He's being held in
weird.
like a shipping container. And literally, Quaritch goes in to have a talk with him. And it's like, look, we're gonna execute you like at dawn. Like it's gonna be a big public spectacle. So just to let you know, we are gonna kill you. We have Spider and everything. Meanwhile, there's like 3 different plans of so Neytiri is going in to rescue Jake. Spider also escapes. And then Jermaine Clement, the marine biologist, goes rogue and helps Jake escape.
Steals a Tonka truck.
I like how Spider escapes with Quaritch. It's like, here's the dog tag of your dad. Do you want it?
Yeah.
And then he uses that as an escape.
He's like, literally, can I keep that? After he has his talk with Quaritch, and he's like, yeah, sure, boy. Whatever.
Where he says, "You're not real." Yes, I am. I have these dog tags. That proves I'm real.
And Quaritch like,
that proves you're real.
It's a great scene though. He's like, hey, maybe I'm not your daddy, maybe I am, but I make sure nothing happens to you. You want a burger? Yeah.
Can I keep those?
Keep the burger.
All right.
Yeah, but it was all a play. Good
and then
job,
he uses
Spider.
that to unscrew the thing. Yeah, very smart by
shit.
Spider. Spider never wavers in his allegiance of like, look, I am not allied with the humans. I am a Navi inside. Like, that's how I feel.
I saw somebody online saying like, well, Spider's just a Gary Stu, or like the male version of a Mary
Right.
Sue. They're
Gary
like, he
Stu.
has no personality. He can just do everything. I'm like, no personality. Spider's whole thing is that he's a dumbass. He's like a
Yeah.
fucking like moron. Like he's like,
Well, he
he's
just
like,
wants to be a Navi, and he's desperately trying to keep up with like the much stronger and like bigger Navi, and
he's
like
like
he
if
literally
your
feels
dog could
emasculated all
talk.
the time.
When
Yeah.
you all
Yeah.
sit at like the table and eat dinner, and your dog's like, "I'm sitting here too. This is great." It's like that's what it
Basically.
is. It's like it's
Yeah.
great.
Like when
The
you
Wind
see him
Traders?
walking along, like he's in love with Kiri, who's like probably 2 feet taller than him, and he's
Yes.
just like, I just want to be a Navi, but like I feel like I'm not equal to these people because I can't do the things that they do, but I try my hardest, you know?
He says when he like is changing whatever, and he goes like, "So when am I gonna turn blue or whatever?" And she has to give him a look that's like,
Monkey boy.
Yeah, monkey boy.
You know what he's secretly saying is like, when am I gonna get like a huge dick and like grow and be able to like be with you, girl?
Look, when are we gonna like
Right.
hook up our ponytails together and like
Yes.
see Awa
It's the
together?
only
you
way
know?
that this is gonna work.
We're gonna see
Look at
AY.
me.
Here's what's crazy
I'm
about
4
these
foot
movies.
4.
That too, but it's like 70-something-year-old Sigourney Weaver playing a teenager.
Right.
It's like there's a lot going on here.
It's
I
Jack
know
Champion
they didn't
24.
They didn't really kiss in real life. They filmed that kiss
No,
scene like
there's
separately.
there's a body double, but it's Jack Champion 24 being digitally altered by James Cameron to look how he was at 16 when they started shooting these movies,
Right.
making out with a woman in her 70s who's
Yeah.
also playing like a 16-year-old who's 2 feet taller and an
Taller.
alien, and you're like, that's complicated. Like again,
Yeah.
No one's ever
like
done
when
that
people are
before.
like, should I see these movies? I'm like, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? They're like the weirdest things that exist. Yes, go see
Right.
them and then learn about them, you idiots.
That's
Yeah,
what's
it's
amazing. Is like obviously
wild.
they're so mainstream and they make so much money, but they're so actually weird when you get to like the details
so
of what's
weird.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was 3
So-
different takes stitched together into one take. Yeah, it's like, what the
Yes.
hell?
Right.
Which is why I think some of the humans, I think Jermaine Clements and Edie Falco give the worst performances in this movie because I don't think he can
can't do that.
stitch them in the way that James Cameron likes to direct now.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
sure.
true.
And they're just kind of there, and it's like, oh, they were in the last movie. We got to show like General Edie Falco is still there. Yeah.
Supposedly he shot an entire Michelle Yeoh character who's maybe either a human or a Navi that he has yet to like, and he shot her like 6 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
Weird. Yeah.
Like this was 5 years in post.
You have Kate
or whatever,
Winslet, who's pregnant the whole movie.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
fucking rules when she delivers that baby.
Yep.
Yeah. So Jake escapes, Spider escapes, and they all kind of escape together. They meet up with Interi, and well, Spider's like, well, look, they can't kill me. Like obviously they're like flying around in the
Oh,
chopper
yeah.
or whatever. They
I thought that was
want to
clever.
shoot Jake Sully, and Edie Falco's like, just shoot him, just kill him. And meanwhile, Spider's like, look, I'll just stand like around you so they can't kill you because they need the air breathing technology that my body contains.
They help him
And
get the
so they
cover
all
and
get
stuff.
out.
Oh, can I say?
Yeah. So Natiri
Does-
and Jake and Spider fly away. Yeah.
Yeah, but the jailbreak is happening, and we cut to where Quarch learns about it, and he's just living in a tent with Varong on the military base. He's fully
he's
like
shacked up. Yeah.
he's shacked
Dude,
up.
this is
It's incredible.
like, what
He
is
goes
the
out to-
fantasy?
he goes out and
if
has some
he
drinks
kills-
with the bros.
Let's say
Man.
he kills every Navi and humans take over Pandora. Does he think that they will then put him back in a human body? Like, doesn't he understand that this is what he is now?
I think he wants
I don't know
to be
because like,
what
are
he
they
is
going
now.
to take over all of except for the Varangs tribe? I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking that far ahead. But yeah, I love it when he comes out of the tent and he just like goes up to the fire with the other bros and is like, "Man, let me throw back some of this whatever you got in this cup.
This shit's
Uh,
great.
We're hanging out. We're
So
having
do
a
we
good
all
time."
fuck her, or what is this? What's going on here?
She really weirds you out, boys. Tell you what.
You guys fuck me when this is over? What's
Freaky
going on?
Yeah.
Oh man. It's just great that he's like, fuck the military base. I don't want a bed. I'm just in this tent now. This is my life.
Yeah,
And I get it.
We're just setting
I
up some
understand it.
tents in the military base. Yeah.
They got their
Um,
dragons.
Hey, do you think our contact and liaison on the ground has lost his mind?
He just
He's
threw
like
drugs.
fucking Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he's
It's
just
like,
losing his
yeah.
mind.
no, he's probably got it all together. It's probably going just right.
He's like, I got the results. Jake Sully's locked up. Like, I did the job. Leave me alone.
Yeah, look, yeah.
All right, see
Take
you
the
later.
win. Yeah.
Clarence, where are you going? Well, you could say I'm insane now.
Look, man,
I
I did
love
the
it.
native drugs. She did her fucking dagger dance in front of
Yep.
me. Like, what more do you want?
Have you heard of jungle fever? Oh, oh
yeah.
no.
So Natiri, who flew in on her little beast to rescue Jake. So the three of them, Jake and Natiri and Sully or Spider, fly away, and this is when. So they're flying back to camp. They kind of land, and Jake is like, "Look, come over here, talk to me, Natiri. Like, look, I think you're right. Like earlier we had this discussion. I think we do have to kill Spider because they'll never stop looking for him.
Smash his brains in.
Look, let's
Spider's
take him
like,
to a little
"I
clearing.
gotta
Tell
take
him
a
to look
leak."
at the flowers.
Yeah, we'll smack him
Spider's
with
like,
his rock.
I gotta fucking piss so bad. And meanwhile, they're like having this like moral crisis where like we need to kill our son because we can't let the enemies get him. And like Jake Sully is like going through it, and he's like, "Look, I'm gonna have to like kill you." But
Yeah.
then Natiri, so he's like, "Spider, come with me into the woods here for a second. Like, come over here." And as he's doing it, he's kind of like feels so conflicted about it. And then Natiri is even starting to feel conflicted about it, and she's the one that's like, "Oh, we should just kill him. Like, what's the big deal?" Earlier, right? And she hates the pink skins. So they're both going through it, and that's a very interesting scene.
I mean, even Spider starts to put it together partway through, and he's like, Jake, stop. And then at one point, he's like, I get it. I guess if I have to die, you can kill me, Jake. I still love you, Dad.
That's
And I'm
the
like, this is
that's the thing.
crazy.
It's like, he's like, "Do you still love me?" And he's like, "Yeah, with all my heart." He's
my
like,
God.
"All right, fucking do it then. Like, if that's the way it has to be." Like, "Oh, Spider, you're too pure for this world, man.
He's
Like,
too pure for this world,
come on."
man. It's like
I'm
if
in
you
love
go to
with-
Old Yeller and you have a conversation with him at the end before. Like,
Oh,
It's okay, I get it.
if your dog could
I
talk,
understand
yeah.
why you have to put me down.
And I kind of
Yeah.
want to bang my sister, who isn't my sister, and
My sister,
none
cousin.
of us are your children.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Just look at the flowers, son. Just look at the
Yep.
flowers.
But then Natiri kind of runs up and
But
is like,
ultimately
"Don't
he
do it."
can't do it. Yeah, Natiri. Yeah,
Or he's
Natiri can't
relieved that he
do it.
didn't do it.
Jake Sully can't do it. Yeah. So instead
Sully
they don't
stick
do it. They're
together.
like, look, Sully stick
That's
together.
right.
Mm-hmm. That's what they ultimately do at the end.
And Took's like, and I'm here too.
So they go back to the water tribe. Then there's this whole thing
bashes
with the
Spider
whales.
over the side head.
It must be
Oh,
done.
Mom and Dad, Spider has to die to preserve.
She's still
the
2
secret
feet
of
taller than him
Pandora.
anyway. Yep.
Yeah.
Took
Um,
no.
It took
Meanwhile,
his life.
Loak's like, there's this whole thing with the whales. Pyakon's outcast. He has to go away from the tribe forever. Loak's like, that's fucking bullshit. I'm going after him. The water.
Do you
other
think I
water
could
kids are
have an
like,
audience with the matriarch, bro?
Yeah, bro.
This is where I'm like, what?
There's going to be this thing where all the whales are together in some kind of ritual, and so the
It's the
humans are
great breeding.
like, fucking jackpot. Let's just kill
Yeah.
them all.
They're bringing the young calves to connect to Awa for the first time, so all the Navi and all the whales are going to be jacked in together. It's going to be crazy.
It's gonna be like shooting
gotta be
whales
there,
in
bro.
a barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the humans are getting ready to go full assault and just fucking gonna whale the shit out of this place.
Yeah.
So this is the big third act conflict, right?
Right. But then Loak, when he finds Pyakon, is like, yo, did you find your original tribe? He's like, yeah, but there was only one left. And he brings out the whale that's been blinded and stabbed. And he's like,
blind.
this is what they
This
did
is
to
Stuff
him.
stuck out of him.
You wouldn't believe the twisted shit that they did to her. I'm like, oh shit, Python,
So then they
that's
take that
crazy.
whale. Yeah, so they bring her to the council of the elders to be like, yo, dog,
Yes.
violence.
Look,
How
What do you
about
think
it?
about this?
We need
The
to do
matriarch's
violence.
like that. Is
We must
pretty
do
interesting.
violence.
It's like it's like Lord of the Rings, the Ents, right? They have to convince the Ents, like, oh, we need to have a great Ent council to decide if we're gonna fight the evil forces, but it
Isengard
takes
or
us
not.
forever because we speak so slowly.
That was just the greetings.
Mm-hmm. Because they don't
so,
want,
they're
yeah,
like,
that's a
"Look,
good
great
comp.
matriarch. Yeah. They're like the Ent whales.
Yep.
And the matriarch's like, well, look, you make a good point. I guess we do have to do violence.
Well, they say we'll think about it. They don't
And
give us the answer definitively. Later, we find out. They're
right,
like,
right.
we'll think about it. And
This
Yeah.
is bullshit, bro. Hayokon's been like a best friend to me.
exactly, bro.
Icon, that's my brother, bro.
And Kate Winslet's like, you dare say that in front of the matriarch? Then one of her sons, I think, is like riding like a different like skiff
Yeah.
wing or whatever.
There's a
Ma, you got to listen to him.
one of the
He's got a
water
point,
people
bro.
children has like the Gen Z haircut where he has like
Dude,
the
he's got the
curly-
broccoli boy. Yeah.
Yep.
And he has a
Broccoli.
weirdly deep voice. And that's the one who's like, Mom, you have to listen to Loak.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who are
It's
you?
like, who
Gen Z,
are these
Navi?
people? Truly out loud. Like, this is when I was like looking around in my audience being like, shit, we are 2 hours and 15 minutes in this thing and people are still here. This is great.
Right.
My audience was locked in. I was sitting
Yeah.
next to this guy, an older guy, who was just like clapping every time. Like when Jake and Spider were breaking out, he was just losing his mind,
Dude,
clapping
that's
every time Spider
awesome.
did something cool. He was locked in.
Dude, can you
Hell yeah.
imagine talking to that guy after the movie and being like, yo, Spider rules?
he knows every character's name.
So the big battle is coming, right? All the human forces are moving in. They've got all their different machines and their submarines, their boats, their crab thingies. And they're expecting like, oh, this is gonna be super easy. We're gonna go in, we're gonna kill all the whales, we're gonna get their brain juice, we're gonna make like $1 billion in one day. It's gonna be great.
We're gonna make a year's
And then they
salary in
realize
one
like,
day.
oh,
And he's
They're fighting
reiterating,
back.
Scoresby. This character's name is Scoresby. He's like,
Scoresby.
and remember, they don't even fight back.
That's right.
He
They
lost
don't
his
even fight
arm in the
back.
last movie. Now he has a robot arm. He literally, because Pyacon like rips his arm off at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Best that money can buy.
yeah.
But yeah, so they're gearing up for battle. It's Jake Sully goes and gets the big dragon again. He becomes, what's the thing that he calls himself?
Makto.
Taruk Makto.
He convinces
And
the
he's-
water
he's
people,
been
like, we gotta
reluctant.
fight back. Yep.
Because so Turok, which is the thing that
Dinosaur
he
hunter.
rides, is like the ultimate. Like, and the thing is, like, it doesn't just kill for like food or whatever. It loves doing violence. It
Kills
just
for
loves
pleasure.
killing.
Yeah.
And so to hook
Mhm.
up to that and like expose your emotions to that, like it's very damaging to him. So he doesn't want to do it. He's like, no, I can't get in that headspace again because it's just, man, it's just too dark. He's like, look, you have to become Turok Makto once again. And he's like, fine, I'll go back and do it. Yeah.
So they're
Great
gearing
stuff.
up. Humans are gearing up. And then they go to attack the whale thing. And they're like, oh yeah, all the whales are here. And as they get closer, they're like, wait a minute. This is just the babies. Where are the large females and the bulls? Surprise, surprise. We're doing a violence on you. And then the battle begins.
We're fighting back. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so there's a big battle. Once again,
crushing
yeah,
ships
they tell
and-
Loak, like, stay with your siblings, like, protect your siblings.
It looks
We-
pretty similar to the last movie.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
for
this is where I say, like, they do repeat some things from the last movie. So it is the same movie in a lot of ways, but I don't, that's not a bad thing because it's a good movie. They're both good movies.
Yeah. Instead of one violent whale, we have all the violent whales where we're fighting back against the whaling ships. They got little crab robots that are very silly.
Yeah. Crab robots. This is where Kate Winslet and Neytiri have been sort of at odds where Kate Winslet is like, look, Jake Sully and these people, like, they're fools. Like, we need to stick to the old ways. Neytiri's kind of in the middle of like, I'm a Navi, of course, but Jake does have some good points. My husband, my Jake. And then, it culminates in Kate Winslet's character is about to give birth, right? And so Neytiri helps birth this baby, and then she like dies right afterwards, right?
She fights a couple people while she's giving birth, and then Neytiri keeps the baby.
She puts it like in a little pouch, and she's just kind of walking around with it, and she's like, her name will be whatever she says. I don't even remember.
The mother's able to name her before she passes away. That's like her last motherly act. Yeah.
Yes.
And Neytiri for this
What
movie,
else?
she got shot in her bow pulling shoulder. So she's been trying to rehab that up until the point where she
He's
can
been
go
healing.
save Jake.
Yeah.
Loak's going to kill himself, but decides not to, and they put the bow back together, which is a crazy scene. He goes out there with the gun.
Yeah, the son.
That's right. He's
fixes
got the
bow.
fucking blow his
Yo!
brains out.
That's crazy.
How did we not fucking remember? Jesus Christ! I remember
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
like, "Yo!"
That's his whole arc. It's like, my dad hates me. I can't do anything right. Couldn't get the whales to fucking choose violence. This sucks. This sucks.
He literally is like, Payakon, you ever feel like taking your dad's gun and just like shooting your head, bro?
Bro,
Payakon's like,
at least
He's
I
having
can
a
see
whole
my
emo
bro,
arc.
bro.
and
Yeah.
there's like a bunch of
I got my
subtitles.
older brother killed. Like, I still blame myself for that.
Payakon,
My
you
dad
ever hook
blames
up to
me.
the Great Spirit Iwa and see your dead brother?
Mhm.
Pycon, you're the only one who understands me.
Payakon, I love our talks where I just say what I want. You kind of just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his friends are eventually like, no,
But ultimately, he
you have
reconstructs
greatness
the
in you.
bow.
Yeah, we were gonna do the
Yeah.
bow.
His
Yeah.
grandfather's bow.
His grandfather's
He
bro.
gives it to Neytiri. Yeah.
but like, how easy would it be to just be like, and I'm Took, and I'll help you do the string or something? You know, it's like,
No,
dude,
Toad,
it's like,
get back there.
it's like, why did he even invent this character?
She's
Again,
just
for
there for other people to have to
10
watch
years down the
over
line.
and for Loak to be like,
Yeah.
"Okay, you stay there. I'm going off and
She
doing
gets
my own
held
thing now."
hostage a lot.
Oh yeah, in
Yeah.
both of these movies.
And then Kiri is like, so Kiri has a whole plot where it's like, if you try to connect to Awa again, you could die. Like, you will die.
could
You'll
have
have
a
a seizure.
seizure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We
'Cause
call them
Awa is,
on
like, closed
this
off.
world. We call them seizures.
Right.
Yeah. And she's trying to connect with Awa. She's like, "Why won't you answer me?" And why was it? Because she was like,
So at a certain point, they
like,
start
obviously
losing
she's
the
special.
battle.
Yeah.
They start losing the battle, and the
Right.
only hope would be if she can convince Awa, the warrior mother, to step in, or something like that. There's the warrior mother nature
So
that they're trying to
nature can
get.
fight back. Yeah.
Yes. But why
So
is
she's
Awa
finished.
like rejecting her? I forget. Like,
Power
she's
of
got some kind
friendship.
of firewall, as they
Where
explain.
the firewall is set up. We don't necessarily know what that means. Again, we know this idea that it tried to bring Grace back, but because it couldn't, it instead just downloaded itself or whatever. So it clearly, I don't know if it's some sort of interaction with it's like, you know, two similar sides of a magnet that it would just blow up the whole system if they do. But this is the moment where we get her jacked in and we see the conceptualization. We see a physical representation of Iwa appear as a face, turn,
Oh, that's
start
right.
to talk, and then she is jacked out of the system forcibly by Quaritch.
Oh,
right.
that's
And
right.
just to go underwater to jack in, right? And then at one
For the
point,
second time.
Spider jacks in with her at the end when they're like, "Look, I'll help you," blah blah blah. And then Took is like, "I'll be there too."
Right.
She's like, "Let's put these jellyfish things on our back that look like wings or
Oh, they let you breathe
whatever."
All from the
underwater. Yeah.
last movie.
Oh,
Right.
what I do like about this
Oh, that's
scene though
right.
is once they're jacked in to the Awa, like they're the same size. Like Spider is the same height as Kiri.
Mhm.
Like it's the only time they're
Oh.
equal height.
I didn't notice that. I like that.
I do like when they go and they see all the ancestors, the deceased ancestors who have passed on. And it's just a bunch of Na'vi, and then also Sigourney Weaver is there in
Well-
human form.
Yeah.
But and she says, "This is my mother. This is Grace." But is that what we're supposed to believe? Is that the representation of Iwa? Is it just Grace?
I thought it looked like
I
a
just
big
think you
Na'vi
see all
face.
the ancestors when you go to, and they're all standing around
I guess
the
it's
tree.
just different. And
You
do you
see
remember what? Do you remember what Spider says to that, Jacob? It's the last line of this movie. Blank check. The podcast is obsessed with this. This is the only reason that I remember.
What does he say?
Kiri says, "This is my lineage. This is my family. This is everyone." And Spider goes, "No shit."
No shit. Yeah.
It is
no
the
shit.
last line of this movie, and Spider goes, "No shit."
And then he's
That's
like, "Oh, I
incredible.
probably shouldn't have swore," kind of face, and they're all like, "Spider."
Oh,
People say he
Spider.
doesn't have a personality. It's like, what are
the
you
family
talking
dog
about?
Spider is at
That
it
is
again.
exactly what Spider would say in that situation. No,
No
shit.
Yeah,
You're the
like when
only
he's
human
about to
ever
be
bear
killed by
witness.
his adopted dad, and he's
You-
just talking about
Spider, you
we have
are
to take
the
a
key.
leak.
You represent everything, the change
shit.
that the whole world. No shit.
Spider does rule.
That's
Okay.
amazing. Yeah,
He's
Spider.
the greatest character in fiction. We all agree on that.
I think we agree.
we love our boy Spider.
He was
Um,
like, what if I could make Tarzan unproblematic? James Cameron did it.
He did it. He made
Yeah.
good Tarzan. Oh, that's funny. But we're running a
that's
little
great.
bit. They do get to
Yeah.
talk to Awa. Awa controls a bunch
Yeah.
of more animals that come, and they kind of push Varang
Yeah.
and her crew back. They defeat the humans, and then we have to have like a Final Fantasy punch up on floating boulders with Quaritch and
Which is awesome, Mike.
Jake.
We get the
Yes.
visual imagery that Quaritch has to have, which is Varong choosing to leave, to be
She
like,
retreats.
I'm cutting and running, and that he is not
Mhm.
accepted. He is not Majek. You know, he is.
Mhm.
And we get
Just an
some
asshole.
She's not saving him.
closure on some of these characters who actually die in this movie. Like because the last movie, like a lot of the bad characters, like obviously they didn't die, so you're like, what's going to happen with Quaritch? Quaritch, his arc comes to an end because, and this is an incredible moment where he, Spider's about to fall off the cliff or whatever. He, jumps after Spider to save him, and he's like, Jake, like pull me up, man, like we got to save Spider. And then when everything is lost, he's like, well, shit. I mean, what am I gonna do? Guess I gotta kill myself now.
No shit.
No shit.
Shit.
Yeah, he jumps off.
Because
he
literally-
jumps off that boulder.
Yeah.
But I wonder if he did
He's
die
like,
for
"Look,
sure. I don't think so. But go ahead.
It cuts to, and I other people have brought this up. I think this is James Cameron being like, if this is the last one I make, he's dead. If it's not, But I like how he does it where he's falling and falling, and it's not like he just, drops into some lava and poofs, and it's not like you just see him go into the clouds and poof. He keeps falling. Then you get a close up of his face seeing the ground coming, and he starts screaming, and then it cuts away, and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Right. But ultimately, he's like, look, obviously the humans are losing. We've underestimated the Na'vi once again. Things are going real bad. I can either like choose to redeem myself and become good, like the Kylo Ren way, or I can just fucking kill myself and be like,
Fuck
well,
that shit.
see ya.
Yep.
Yeah. So he stayed
Goes
true
on
to
his
himself
own terms.
in the end.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And then I guess Varang leaves. So Varang's still out there. She could come back in the next movie.
Yeah.
Edie Falco's still alive, I think.
No.
Scoresby gets killed. Oh.
Edie Falco dies because there's a scene I remember when they're like, "What do we do?" The
They don't
thing's
show
pulling
her
us
dying.
into
They
it.
just show
No, but they say
right.
abandoned ship, and then they show her in the ship as it gets pulled into the vortex. At least that's
She
what I
could've got
remember.
out though. I don't know.
Maybe
What vortex?
the magic.
That's
AWA
like the
vortex.
like Aurora Borealis thing that's happening over
Oh,
the
right,
whales.
yeah,
at the
yeah.
side.
It
It's
sucks
like,
all the
don't
metal
get too
up, so
close
they
to it,
lost
like,
the
it'll
guns
pour
and
you,
stuff.
Yeah, it'll pull you in.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just like I like Edie Falco in this movie. Like she's barely in it, but every time they cut to her, she's just like, "Well, this isn't going the way we thought. Time to abandon ship."
Yeah. Cut and run.
And just says it so nonchalantly. He's like, "All right, abandon ship. Let's get out of here."
Yeah.
But yeah, she
Her whole
might be dead.
character choice is, what if my character didn't like being in Avatar movies?
You're right. Like, how much are they paying you
She's
to be
just
there?
like she doesn't want to be on Pandora. She's like there to do her job as the general, and she's like,
Yeah.
"I'm fucking sick of all this Pandora shit."
This is bullshit.
I'm mostly staring at screens anyway.
Yeah.
Does Natiri use she uses the exploding arrow, right? To take down some of the
She
helicopters?
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jake basically says, we did it, baby girl.
Mm-hmm. And now we have another
go.
child to raise. Thank you.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
right.
you stole us another one. Good business. Of
Can't they just give that to the Cliff
kidnapping.
Curtis guy? He's
Nope,
still
this is ours
around,
now.
right?
Where's that pink freak?
I made a promise to protect you.
Yeah, but ultimately everyone's back together. And they initiate Spider into the Na'vi by meeting all the people, including Grace, and then he says, "No shit." And then the credits roll. We hear a nice Miley Cyrus song over the credits, I guess.
Dude,
We get
I
to
thought
see
it
the
was pretty cool.
biology.
I actually liked it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we just see more just shots of the nature and biology of Pandora like we
Yeah.
saw in the last one over this
Yeah.
song. Yeah.
So if this is an end to the story, I'm okay with it. Like if they don't make Avatar 4 and 5, if they do, I would be happy. But it does feel like this could be the conclusion of this 3-movie arc of this trilogy, I guess.
Yeah, I've it's a happy surprise in that I've spent 2 movies being like, well, they're definitely gonna kill Jake Sully, and then not,
Right.
Yeah.
again, much to my surprise. I don't know, I wouldn't feel satisfied because I feel like there's so much more to say. It's not like this is some definitive conclusion that they are like, we beat the sky people and the Na'vi were happily ever after. There's still some balls in the air.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the Sky People are never gonna give up. Like they're just gonna
No.
keep coming with more demon ships and whatnot.
The bottle's open.
Yeah, a box.
And the Ash People are still around. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I would want the fourth movie to be like majorly different in the way that like this movie does repeat a lot of the way of water, so I would want something more to the next one that's just not repeating the same kind of themes and things.
I would want you to cast like Kevin Costner as Spider. Spider is like 70 years old now. Like truly.
Wow. Really,
and it's
do a big
like,
time jump.
Let me tell you how much Pandora's changed. And it's like Took's granddaughter is wearing like a t-shirt from Balenciaga. And you're like, oh, this is bullshit.
So basically, they do a huge time jump. Jake and Natiri are dead now. And it's the kids are grown up.
I could see something like that.
That's interesting.
But we need to have Ren come back.
Sigourney Weaver playing an older character again.
Playing someone in their 25-year-old Kiri, 10 years
later. She's playing older, 15.
85 playing 25, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I have to mention there was I don't know if you caught this, a slight reference to certain Aliens line where said by Sigourney Weaver, Kiri's character, with a subtle reference to she says like get away from her or something like that.
Get away,
somehow
bitch.
It felt more desperate than when Romulus did it.
See, I disagree. I think it worked for me more than Romulus because that one just feels like a random character saying the same thing that Sigourney Weaver said in Aliens. Whereas this one, it's like it's not the same wording, but you can put it together and be like, oh, Sigourney Weaver is saying that, and she said it in Aliens. And
have you guys seen the movie Paul with Simon Pegg?
No.
The Seth Rogen.
Oh, it's the Alien
movie.
Yeah.
Do they do it like?
I won't ruin a joke in it, but there is a moment where somebody says to Sigourney Weaver, "Stay away from him, you bitch."
All right, fair.
James Cameron put that in there. I was like, "Look, Sigourney, you're gonna have to say this."
I wrote that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Everyone else references it. I wrote that's my thing.
Yeah,
I can reference it. You can't reference it.
I don't like it in Romulus because I don't like that android character said it. Because why would he say the exact same thing that she said?
He would never call someone a bitch either.
Yeah,
that specific character.
I not to go too off my conspiracy end, but that one dude Bjorn keeps calling him a bitch throughout the movie, so he learns that it's a pejorative term for someone you don't like. So he does learn the word
according
bitch.
to the book Mike is writing. It makes sense.
But this one's better. This one's better. The Avatar one I prefer.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So when I was going into this
before we
just quick. So going into this when they said, "Oh, fire and ash," I was like, okay, the bad Na'vi are going to just join the humans and colonize Earth. That's not really what we got. They kind of are slightly allied, but they're not fully like joined with them. So do they do that in a future movie? Like, where else would you go? I don't know. But as much as I look forward to watching these and never thinking about them again, I do want 4 and 5. I want 2 more movies in the Spider Saga. That's what I'm saying.
Do you do another element?
We have the Wind Traders we could explore.
Yeah, I mean, you cast David Thewlis. You know, what is his character's name from Harry Potter called?
Potter. Lupin.
Professor Lupin. Cast, a huge a beloved character
British
actor to say like the least, but a huge British thespian, right? And it's his role is
in this movie for like 5 minutes.
We will take him, but he better not be trouble. Like he's doing like an old Ben Kenobi impression where it's like, it's on my Wind Rider. You're like, what? Like he seems it's like we're talking about Stranger Things next week. Spoiler alert when we talk about the stuff we talk about in the future show. But David Harbour is having less of like a manic episode than David Thewlis is having in this, like with the weird sort of direction he's giving with his like 3 lines of like, Spider, this is your home now. Like it comes off like so strange.
Yeah, I need more of him.
But I like seeing more of Pandora. Like the more we see of like different cultures in the world sort of expanding, like that is interesting to me. Like the
Yeah.
Wind Traders, give me more Wind Traders. And yeah, Varang's still out there. Obviously Varang was a great addition in this movie. And I like how all the humans are not on board with allying with the Ash people. Really, it's only Quaritch who's like, look, I fucking befriended these natives. And again, everyone else, like Edie Falco's like, no, absolutely not.
Hey,
Like
you
we
brought
don't want
these
them
fucking
here.
hillbillies into our home?
Yeah,
And they're
this
gonna live
lady
on
is
the
like a
base.
crazy.
A fucking
Yeah.
cult leader mountain woman? Yeah. Ain't she great?
It's pretty
Look,
awesome.
we can use their expertise.
You should do
Yeah.
some of the drugs she's been giving me. I don't know if humans can do them, but they're very good.
Yeah.
Right.
Pandora drugs.
So
are
yeah,
great.
if they keep expanding the world, yeah, if they do a big time jump, that could be interesting.
Where are the
I don't
farming
know.
variant of the Navi, the agrarian Navi, right?
Yeah.
Who else could you explore, right?
Well, we've seen the forest people, we've seen the
Yeah.
water people. Yeah.
Where are the plains people?
How many different cultures and different kinds of Navi are there in the world? That would be an interesting thing to see.
You get on the Wind Traders and you say, we need more allies. There's these guys that are way different. They're over here, and that's how you do the next movie. Let's go get
You
them.
need to unite all of Pandora, every tribe of Pandora, which has its own thing going on.
Mhm.
You need to unite them. It doesn't have to be elements, though. It can just be like, I don't know, different cultures and
It
stuff.
shouldn't be elements. It's insane that he co-opted the name Avatar and Elements. It's so
Yeah.
Well,
wild.
You know, Avatar: The Last Airbender didn't invent the elements. Like, you didn't invent
They
the concept of
invented
fire.
Tied to it, the name Avatar.
Yeah, and every nation being an element allegory, like fire.
But you see, the Avatar is the Navi body that he gets put in the first movie that the humans can
right.
go inside of.
That's right.
Okay, and
What does
Varang's crew is
Avatar
not
even
the
mean
Fire
in The Last
Kingdom?
Airbender?
I don't know, actually.
No,
'cause
she's
I've
the
never seen
Ash
it.
people. But like, yeah, what does Avatar
the
mean?
Ash
Like,
bender.
he's the
Mhm.
Avatar, but he's also the Last Airbender. Doesn't make any sense. Stupid.
Prove it.
You know, we don't respect your children's cartoon around these parts. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people
we
say
like blue cat people.
we like
we
blue
like blue
cat.
cat people. I think Quaritch became the ass
We like
bender in
are
this movie.
way cooler.
Yes. All right. Let's
All right, I
jump
think
over
we're
to
ready for
final
final
thoughts. We're back. You're on Normies Like Us. We've been talking the Maywong tribe.
May Wong.
I'm Colonel Miles Quaritch.
Colonel Miles Forge, the recombatant who, of course, lost his life in the line of duty, fighting for our lives in the godforsaken hellhole known as Pandora against the terrorist Jake Sully.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Look, some people say freedom fighter, some people say terrorist. You know, who's to say? But truly, the humans are the bad people.
But we all say, Sully never. What do they say?
Sully's never quit,
Sully's
Stick
and Sully
together.
stick together.
It's like,
What's
yeah,
the other thing
that's
Dad
what
always
it
said?
is.
That was good.
Yeah.
Fire and Ash.
Avatar, Fire and Ash.
It's made already a
Big
billion.
movie.
You know, so
It's
James
made
Cameron
like
delivering.
1.5 billion, I think.
I think it'll
1.5, yeah.
probably make the least out of all of them. I think the momentum probably will die down a little, right?
No,
They've
you got to
been
get back to
trending-
theaters in that fourth week to see the final Avengers trailer.
Yeah, I
gotta go
don't
see
think
it
that
4
definitely
times.
is
Won't
working at
leak
all,
online.
Disney. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody's going to see every one of these stupid trailers that nobody cares about.
I'm
No,
gonna
they
see a
literally, I
3-hour
mean, the
movie
Captain
4
America
times.
one leaked online and I shared it in our chat and like it was just all of us and Joe saying like, well, that was stupid.
Right.
I wish they weren't doing this.
Yeah, I guess they're bringing Steve Rogers back. Okay.
Great.
Panicking is what that gives off.
Yeah, who? Disney or Chris Evans?
Ooh, I don't know. Well, Disney first, but maybe
Right.
both.
Well, we'll see.
But-
You know, we never doubt the Russo brothers, right? That's what we always say.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know
got to
about
make
that.
Always
Red Notice too, or what's the one they made where he's the Gray Man? They got to make the Gray Man 2 at some point with him.
Electric State with Millie Bobby Brown, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I know who's not panicking, and that's James Cameron, because he's doing what he loves, telling the story he wants to tell, uncompromised, and that's
right.
That's Jimmy C, baby.
Wow.
That's right. No one tells Big JC what to do.
Yeah. Final thoughts on Fire and Ash.
That's Avatar.
See, my
I
thing
like when
is,
people
love it.
ask him things about like, what do you think about like Netflix buying these other companies? He's like, I don't care. They're all gonna come begging to me anyways for my stuff.
I
yeah,
still like when
dude.
he talked about when they asked him about the that submarine that imploded and killed those rich guys. Like pff, those idiots. Like
I told that
they
guy
don't know
for
anything
years
about
he would die down
Right.
there.
yeah.
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 Did
Should have
you
come to me.
heard
Like,
have you heard
yeah.
the Elon Musk stuff?
Mm-mm.
No.
Where they're like, well, what are your thoughts, with all the talk about AI and Grok and stuff, and now you've been personally close friends with Elon Musk for years, right? And he scoffs and he goes, well, I met him in the Mars Society back in the 90s when a bunch of us rich people were talking about personally funding the space program anyways. He's a kook.
course.
Everything he does is wrong and I hate him, but he needs friends like me who actually have a moral center around him. So it's actually good that I'm like friends with this dirtbag.
Sure. Yeah. That sounds right.
Like you
Yeah.
met him in a secret space explorers club? What?
Yeah, it was
That's some
me, Elon,
Christmas
Jeff Bezos.
Adventure Society
Yeah.
bullshit.
Right.
Like, I'm
right.
not
Yeah.
putting up with any of this.
Right.
Oh man.
But
like
look, we need more billionaires like James Cameron, where he's like, look, the human race is evil and like destroying nature.
Also, very
Mhm.
important to point out, only recently became a billionaire. He has
Mm.
said, I have had the opportunity since the 90s to become a billionaire. I put my own money back into Titanic when funding was cut to make that thing
Yeah.
get to $1 billion. I haven't been a billionaire because I put all my money into ocean research and stuff and like all
Right.
these like good things for
I mean, that's
society.
awesome.
And you're like, well, good. Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there's only like a few like filmmakers that are billionaires. Like it's like Spielberg, James Cameron,
George
and
Lucas.
Peter Jackson, and George Lucas. Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
get
But
don't
that
know
was
if Peter
only
Jack-
after
maybe
he
Peter
sold
Jackson.
Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Right.
assume. You think Spielberg's a billionaire?
Maybe not. Maybe not a billionaire. I don't know. But he's probably one of the richest film
I don't know.
directors.
He's when you say the word director, you're like Steven Spielberg. And still I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know, is that guy a billionaire?
I think he's doing all right.
I think he's doing okay.
7.1 billion according to Google.
There you go.
7.1 billion?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look up film directors that
5
are
and
billionaires,
7.
like there's only a couple of them. Yeah, I think it's Lucas, Spielberg, James Cameron. Maybe that's it.
Yep.
Nora
I said it.
Ephron?
What?
Incredible.
I mentioned earlier though, I think it's good if, like Jacob said, if we have a good billionaire. We don't have many of them, but like at least he says take care of the environment and stop killing the earth in his movies. That's good. Could be doing a lot worse stuff like defunding AIDS centers.
Oh, so there's 5 directors that are worth over $1 billion. It's all the
How
ones I
many do you
named:
get?
George Lucas, Spielberg, James Cameron, Peter Jackson, and Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry. I'm so
Tyler
stoked
Perry.
to hear
Tyler
that.
Perry's a billionaire.
He's got a whole. I mean, Tyler Perry.
He's got a media empire.
His movies do very well, with a certain audience. So I think he definitely has his movie empire. Like he makes so many movies too that.
And you're like
Mhm.
Mark Wahlberg, and you're like, municipal is going to be the thing that makes me a billionaire.
Municipal. I don't even know what that is.
That's his clothing brand. You don't know about
Ooh.
municipal?
I know about
No.
Wahlburgers.
You don't know about municipal?
Sorry, I don't
Tyler
keep up
Perry's
on
worth
high
1.4
fashion.
billion, and James Cameron is the least
Billionaire.
rich of all the billionaires.
He
He's only
just
worth
became
1.1 billionaire.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry
Wow.
1.4 billion, Peter Jackson 1.7 billion,
Wow.
George Lucas 5.3 billion because he did sell Star Wars for like $2 billion, right? And then
Mhm.
Steven Spielberg 7.1 billion. So there you go.
There you go. Billionaire filmmakers.
Fascinating.
Nice. Well, let me give my final thought on Fire and Ash, because I'm the person who's like, I'm excited
Yeah.
to watch these and never think about them again. I had fun with it. Like, I really did. I do want 4 and 5 of the Spider Saga. That's what I'm going to call it now, and try to get that over. So I'd like to see those. But my biggest thing is, it was fun. It's a technical marvel. And even though everything looks super real, to me, it still doesn't feel real. I prefer this technology
It's a different
when...
planet.
Well, I know. So what I'm getting at is I like when they use this kind of motion performance capture in something like Planet of the Apes and they take them outside and there's a real a real place. I like tangible
Right.
things.
Well, it is
So I'm
it's
impressed
a
by
real
it.
different planet called Pandora.
Oh yeah, they flew out
Yeah.
there. That's right. Yeah. It takes forever to do reshoots because of warp drive. So
Wow.
my whole childhood was informed by a Jim, not Jim EC, but Jim Henson. So I like weird little puppets and somebody gluing some felt together, gluing Japanese model kits all
Sure.
over shit to make spaceships. Like that's what feels real to me. I'm really impressed by the technology, but it still doesn't. I never feel grounded despite how realistic it's become. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. But good work.
Well, I think it's interesting that I mean I agree with you to a certain point because I like practical effects, but it is interesting how like every director who like started in the 70s and now has like computer generated imagery and stuff and is like, look, things are better, so much better now. Like you don't understand, like practical is like so like annoying to work with. Like George Lucas, James Cameron, like all these people are like, nah, fuck practical. Like computers are the future. Like
Everything is computer.
we need some CG. Everything
Right.
is computer. I think it's interesting that like George Lucas can't stop going back and like adding,
Shit.
CGI glupshitos into his movies and stuff.
But I'll give
And
Cameron
everyone's
And
like,
credit.
James
no,
Cameron did
bullshit, they're
that.
perfect the way they were. Just leave them alone. Yeah.
James Cameron did that one fucking time where he was like, "Hey, Neil deGrasse Tyson, what was the actual star map the night of the Titanic?" And he was like, "Oh, this is what it is." He was like, "Great, I will correct my movie to include that."
Right. Something
Sure.
nobody's even looking at, or thinking about. Um,
It's
but
very
to give this
important.
movie credit, every single thing is essentially handmade. Like they do make the props to at least scan them, but everything you see on the
Yeah.
screen, someone is essentially making by hand. It's human labor. Like it's not a lack of effort. It's just because it's all in the computer, I feel a little bit separated from it, but
Well, if you
I'm
think
not
about it,
discrediting it artistically.
yeah, it's a lot like video game cutscenes where you have Death
Hmm.
Stranding, you have you know, uh Kojima is fucking
Mm-hmm.
mocapping, Daryl from The Walking Dead. He looks exactly like Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen and these people. So he's just like putting actors into his cutscenes. So it's a similar. I mean, Avatar probably put a lot more money into what they're doing than Death Stranding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it works. It's more believable in video games because it's a video game versus a movie.
Yeah. Um, and I made a joke when we did Way of Water that like, oh, this is going to win Best Animated Feature, and I need to retract that because that is a disservice to the technical ability of the way the
Right.
cameras and the
Performance
performance
capture
capture,
is
everything
acting. Yeah.
painstakingly being built up from the ground up. So it was a little bit tongue in cheek, but yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
craft in
Because where do
this.
you draw the line of like, all the actors are doing the performances. Maybe it's different performances stitched together, like you said, but they're still
Hmm.
having to physically perform the roles, right? And so where do
And
you
the
draw the
world is
line? Like
photorealistic.
if Zoe Saldana as Gamora is not that different from her as Natiri, I guess she's acting in both things, right?
Hmm.
So I
And
don't know,
to match
but
Spider, who is a real
yeah,
person, like it is photorealistic. So I don't know where I'm not fully
right.
bought in, but it's
It's
I
incredible.
because
think,
it's the uncanny valley of like we know
Mm,
Navi are not real, so you
yeah,
can't cross that line of like, oh, this I'm looking at a real thing that's like this
I
alien.
think there's like a switch in your brain that when you're playing a video game, you're watching Kojima cutscene and you're like, I don't really care about photorealism or
Why
like
is he
this thing.
focusing on feet so much?
Why
Why is he
is
focusing on
why
Elle
why
Fanning's
are
feet?
these little girls, yeah, dancing around this room showing their feet? Um, because your brain is like, I'm controlling what's happening and I know that. I therefore know it's not real and I accept the unreality.
mm,
Whereas when you're sitting in a dark theater and it's your point of view and that's all you have, and literally because of how this one was made, your point of view is completely consumed by what you're seeing. I think your brain eventually gets tricked to like, movies are real. This should look real. It's like the reality is everything I'm facing. Is this real? And that's when you can
Mm.
get bogged down by the uncanny valley, Mike, where your brain's like,
mm,
but I know it's not, but it is because it's there, and you kind of
Yeah.
just start short
mm.
circuiting.
And obviously, like if you
Yeah.
go into an animated film like a Pixar or something like that, then like, oh, this is an animated film, so you're
Yeah.
not expecting photorealism. But then you go into Avatar, which has real people and also Navi, and like you're on an alien planet. Everything looks
Yeah.
weird. So yeah, it's a lot to process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love it.
I had
I
fun
love
with
the
it.
planet
It's
of
something.
Navi,
I mean,
of,
it's one of a kind.
Pandora. And I
Yeah.
love how, like, even, that's what's incredible. Like, every scene, like, you're seeing all this incredible, like, flora and fauna around you, like, in scenes where it's
Yeah.
just people talking to each other. And again, if you compare that to, like, Avengers, where their climactic battle is just, like, in a generically, like, brown and gray, like, battlefield where you're
I
like,
might
where
have
even
something to
are they right now?
yeah talk about next week regarding that. Jeez.
Right.
Oh, you want to talk about the color yellow, Mike?
and a meaningless background. Yeah. Oh boy.
Absolutely.
That's what, like, as much as I love Endgame and stuff, it's like that whole battle is like, where are, like, they're in some desert or something. Like, where even are they? Like, it's just
Wait,
the
yeah.
volume, like
They're
generic
in a
volume.
fallout
background.
shelter. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So, and you can knock MCU for, like, sometimes they have shoddy, like, volume work and stuff. It's like where
Yeah.
it's like,
Ant-Man.
what's even where are they? Whatever. But yeah, I think the Avatar, and they're so colorful and it's so different
Yep.
from the aesthetic of, like, so much other, like, sci-fi and stuff where it's like we need to be gritty, we need to have, like, a brown and gray color
Yes.
scheme. James Cameron goes the other way and it's like, what if everything was, like, exploding with color and, like,
It was beautiful
yeah,
Majestic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Wonder.
purposeful. Nothing has a design flaw. Everything is purposeful. And my
Right.
issue specifically with this movie, Jacob, is the last two movies showed me things I've never seen before. Pandora with the digital effects of shooting in water. And then I feel like this one just showed me those two things again. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I would love to see something I've never seen again, which is what I associate with those movies. And that's my hopes for 4 and 5.
Right. And you could
Yeah.
say, like, the adding in the element of Varang and her people and the fire, and be like, she's destroying all this beautiful nature and stuff. Like, that's the new thing, I guess, in this movie, but it's
Yeah.
not as impressive as, like, the water from the last movie. I agree with that.
Yeah, and there just wasn't as many specials of James Cameron being like, I invented a new type of laser to shoot the infrared of flames. It's like I feel like
Right.
I'm not equipped enough to even be like, but what did you figure out? Like the fact that literally he sat down and explained in The Way of Water, look, you know how movies like Aquaman are shot, where we put people on these awkward things that move them around in the normal dry land that we live on, and they kind of go, oh, Lord Jacob of the Mist, and these actors have to
Yeah.
act like these assholes. And James Cameron's like, I don't do that shit. We went in a fucking tank underwater,
I made
and I
Titanic.
shot you with a real camera, and we
Yeah.
figured out the physics to overlay CGI on top of, like, actual incredible, and figured out how, like, the light disperses. He's like, I figured this shit out. I am a fucking scientist who does this. And you're like, yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's great. That this one doesn't have that sort of like, aha, king shit thing is literally the only thing I can hold against it, which is like
True.
nothing. Like that still makes this like a very good movie.
Yeah. I think it's a good continuation of Way of Water, but it's not as, like,
It's just not groundbreaking.
yeah, groundbreaking as Way of Water, where it's like, oh my god, this is like, I've never seen anything like this. And that's why, that's why I love James Cameron. Like, you can say whatever you want about him, but, like, if he didn't exist, then we would be so much poorer for not having Avatar and, like, having this amazing technology and everything.
He invented the T-1000 special effects. He's like, that put us
Right.
forward ahead in how we use special effects for blockbusters for the next 10 years. It's like he's
always
always
been at the cutting
doing
edge of
that.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And yeah, even Titanic, like, making a movie on that scale of, like, a ship sinking and all the practical stuff they did for that. And yeah, so I don't like when people discount Avatar and say, oh, whatever, blue people, Ferngully, like, I don't even
you
care.
call my Titanic movie Romeo and Juliet? You call my Avatar movie Ferngully? Oh no! Oh no! I didn't come up with the most complex story on top of my groundbreaking, incredible film that I made.
Right.
Right.
It's like
you.
Star Wars, people, like, the original Star Wars was based on other stuff, just like Avatars. Like, it takes inspiration from stuff, yeah, obviously, but it's the same. It's the hero's journey. Like, there's not that many original story structures, right? So everything is taking inspiration from something else. That's what when people say, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah, Ferngully, Dance with Wolves, whatever, it's been done." Yeah, so has like Star Wars. Like Star Wars been done a
Then
million
show
times.
me the scene in Dances with Wolves where the whales hold a trial on the ethics of fighting back against
Right.
consumerism.
Right.
How
Yeah,
dare
it's
you?
like yeah, James Cameron's thinking, how dare I make a cutting edge sci-fi action adventure movie with a plot simple enough for 3/4 of the world to understand? Like that's
Yes,
good business.
for you
Yeah, it's gonna
fools to consume.
to
It's gonna
entertain
make over
you.
$1 billion
Yes,
Yeah.
every
I
time they
have
put out
to
a new
come
one.
down to your level.
Right.
Yeah, man.
So that's why I love Avatar. I'll always ride for Avatar against the haters and the people that say it has no cultural relevance. I have to fight extra hard because it gets no respect, even though it makes a ton of money when it comes out.
You know what you got to say? Here's what you say
yeah.
when somebody says, "You know what? I don't like Avatar." No shit.
No shit.
No shit.
Huh.
Love my boy Spider.
Incredible. That's great. I want to shout out one time, just
Yeah.
Varang, very cool. I hope we see more of that. But like, I liked her having just this one-handed machine gun where Sully's got his two. It's just cool visual of her on a dragon with this machine pistol.
Yeah.
It's just pretty badass.
She's so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Una Chaplin, standout performance.
Crushed
Props
it.
to her. Like, what has she done since Game of Thrones? Because I only know her from Game of Thrones.
No idea.
She hasn't been doing that
And
much.
that's kind of a nothing role too. I mean, she's not in a lot.
No, she's in like a season and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot.
But I remember when she was in Game of Thrones, I was like, oh, that's Charlie Chaplin's granddaughter.
Yeah, I remember just being like, okay, huh.
But it's cool that she gets to do this role
But-
that's it's about being able to embody this physicality. And Charlie Chaplin was like back in a day where you had to have big performances and be physical. Like she's got that DNA in you, girl. And, she put it to work in this performance.
Absolutely.
So that's cool.
And Mike, you were saying how she has a resemblance to Kristen Milioti.
Bellotti,
right?
yes.
And I
I
definitely
did say that.
Milioti.
She ain't
Um,
bad
definitely
on the
see that
eyes.
now.
No,
She
yeah.
should be in more stuff.
She should be. And more of these.
Oh, she was in Taboo, that show with Tom Hardy. I never saw.
God help her.
Some TV stuff. Yeah. Anyway.
So somebody has to star in those kind of shows with him, Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if Spider was the best addition
Stephen
to
Knight.
the second movie, she's the best addition to this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a great foil to Quaritch, who I still think is a great character.
I love Kira. I mean, I love all these characters.
Yeah.
I
that's
love
fun.
Duck. I don't
So
care.
many
They
great
kind of
characters.
grew on me.
Took's there. Like props to Stephen Lang again, like you said, a character actor who's been around for a long time. Like that's probably the role of his life, like if his entire career.
Did
is
you
this
know
role.
he was the Jack Nicholson role in A Few Good Men on Broadway, Jacob, that he originated that part when that was a play?
No. I did watch that video that Mike you sent in the chat where he's talking about performance capture and
And how
method
it's like
acting.
the best
and he's
form
like,
of
I was
acting
in
ever.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was in Death of a Salesman and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, that's super interesting,
It's
Stephen
like, this
Lang.
is the real acting, though. And you're like, it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
You
Well,
got it.
Other people have said that too. It's like, oh, it's because it's like a black box theater. It's like there's nothing. So it's the purest form of
Yeah.
embody the moment because there's nothing to work against. You have to act so
Right.
purely.
And you're working,
right.
you're working in a room with like a bunch of gymnastics equipment all around you. You have dots all over your face.
vestibular room.
You have to pretend that's Pandora. Yeah.
Did you guys ever see? Now, I was more of a Scott Glenn when it comes to my weird old asshole character actors, but a good performance for Stephen Lang. Did you ever see the Michael J. Fox movie, The Hard Way?
No.
No.
He plays an actor who does a ride along with a cop, and they're chasing a serial killer called the Party Crasher, and it is Stephen Lang doing an unforgettable maniac role. So a high recommend.
Shout out
Hell
for Lang's heads out there. Nice. I'll have to check that out.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to pull up the final box office on this, or current box office.
Don't Breathe.
It's gonna. Oh, he's in. I love those movies, and that really brought him back.
yeah.
That Fede Alvarez film, Jacob. That really,
Don't Breathe
I
and
think,
Don't Breathe
was that
2.
pre the first?
No, not
Avatar?
Don't Breathe.
No, that was like 2016 was the first
Okay.
one. 2021 was the second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rare. What if he's the good guy now? I mean, that's truly that is a
Right.
wild franchise. Those two films.
Do you want him to, Corge, to get a redemption arc? Do you think he could learn to see Pandora and all of its mysteries if he did survive? Do you think
I
he'd
want
get
him to. I want him to stay complicated. I don't
Yeah.
see it ending with him in a tribe, but I see it ending with him alone and happy.
Like you don't want him to throw the baseball around with Spider or anything eventually?
No, there's no world.
I
where
want
him and
that. I want him
Spider
to
have
join
a
the Sullys.
relationship.
They got a dual fathership. It's great.
That would be so crazy, Mike.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, boy.
kinda want
Let me
it.
show you how to do it on Earth now.
I kind of
Call this
want that.
baseball.
I see
And then they
you,
teach him how to
Quaritch.
ride
Just
a whale.
open your
I see
eyes,
you.
man.
I'll see you,
I
Spider.
see you.
No, Spider, I'll see you.
buddy.
I see you.
Yeah.
I know what they call it.
Come on, put your
Um,
brain in my brain. What?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's Avatar, Fire and Ash. Final thoughts.
$1 billion. Yeah.
The next one
Hopefully
needs to
they
be
make 'em.
called like just Avatar Pandora or something. You know?
It'll be called something insane, I'm sure.
Yeah. Battle
Yeah.
for Pandora or
Yeah.
Payakan's Revenge.
Yeah.
Like,
Payakan's
oh shit.
Revenge.
The movie is called Avatar Payakan's Revenge. Like, what the fuck does
All
that mean?
whales, all the time.
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah, like I told you guys, this movie's theme is sometimes violence is the answer. And there's nothing you can
Right.
do about it. Take up arms against the oppressor.
Yeah, that's the guerrilla forces. We need to stop the imperialists, basically.
So the next
True.
movie should be
Now-
taking the fight to the military. Push them off the planet. Get out of here, you humans.
Go to
They
Earth.
go to Earth. Navis go to Earth.
That would be
now.
crazy.
You're gonna invade our planet.
It's now we're reaching some like which
What?
which Planet of the Apes was that?
Kingdom?
I don't know. Send them to Earth. Who cares?
Yo,
Oh, it's
that
just
would be
it's
sick.
Spider and Curie go to Earth 100
Yeah.
years in the future. They're like, what? This Curie, we must study her.
Oh,
She gets grape
Green
juice
drink.
plus.
yeah, grape juice. That's what it was. Grape juice plus.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. All right,
Spider
man.
and Curie's baby will
Your
become
boy-
Caesar.
your
Yeah.
boy's got his bedtime coming up. So tell us
Yeah, anyway.
what's coming up next week, Jacob.
Next week, we're still catching up on December things that we weren't able to cover. So we are talking the 5th and final season of Stranger Things, the epic conclusion. Vecna, 11. They'll all be there.
They're all
Did you
there.
see that
Derek.
tweet? Did you guys see that tweet that was to Jamie Campbell Bower? Like, Vecna, just fucking make your move already. And he responded, darling, I'm trying.
Wow,
That's really
I
great.
love that. He's just
I
hanging
bet
out
they-
in his base with all the vines
Yeah.
attached to him or
His
whatever.
little creepy hole.
Yeah.
They probably wish they had the performance capture to keep the kids the proper age by the 10 years that it took them to do this.
Oh, just ask James Cameron. We can make them look like they're all kids
There
again.
is no better story than him calling the New Zealand Film Board of Review, going, that kid is getting bigger by the fucking day. If you don't get me a pass to shoot this movie, I don't give a shit about COVID. Oh my
Exactly.
God.
Wow.
Oh no, Big Jim's coming.
That's what I,
I
think
mean, if
there
you
would
can
be a
make
time
Sigourney
jump.
Weaver a child, like,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
All right.
can we
Stranger
make
Things
Millie
next week.
Bobby Brown 10 again? Yeah.
Stranger Things next week. Watch Freaky Things. That's a great
Freaky,
movie.
Yeah.
Freaky Tales.
Freaky Tales.
They got freaky tales in this movie.
I
Yeah.
want to call it Strange Tales, I realized, and now I know
Right.
why.
Right.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. So check out Freaky Tales. It's on HBO, I think. So
I think it is right now.
um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Stranger Things on Netflix. Watch
Yes.
all 8 episodes. We're going to talk about
Ugh.
the last half, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We did talk about the first half of season 5. So we will talking
Volume
we'll be
1.
talking about the 3 episodes that came out on Christmas and then the finale that came out on New Year's.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then stay
Get
tuned. We
ready.
have some good episodes for January. Miyazaki, of course. We'll be talking our 10 favorite films of 2025, an episode we
Wow.
always like to do in January.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So stay tuned,
fan.
normies.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. We'll see if this movie makes the list.
I'll just find out.
And that's it. Yeah.
All right. We've obtained unobtainium. Let's do it.
and the whale juice. And we
Uh-huh.
appreciate you listening
Thanks for
and
that whale
following
juice.
along. Send us a message off planet at normies_like_us, where I'll tell you, if you wrote us a message where you said, hey, I subscribe to that show, I love your show, I'd say, oh, no shit.
No shit. I would say I see you. And I will
Oh, it's-
report back if I play Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I
fuck
can't
yeah.
wait to jump in and experience that. So
Hell yeah.
maybe on the next watch, I will report back.
Yep. Otherwise, show us how to make thunder on that like, share, and subscribe button, listeners.
All
right.
right. We have been your hosts. This is Miles Colrich.
Mike Thierry.
And this is, of course, Jake Sully, the Turak Makto.
Mhm.
I see you, Normies, and we love you.
Yeah. Normies,
Happy
normies never quit. Normies stick together. So
That's right.
Man, it sucks that Piacon's still banished, bro.
seriously
No
does,
shit.
bro. No shit.
No shit.